Don't be stupid. Don't podcast. Be 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 be.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
What up?
It's time once again to bring you sad stories
Sad stories, sad stories.
of Tony. Tony's life.
Bring you another sucky ass podcast, but thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
That's one thing we consistent on is sucking.
Sucking.
Ain't that about a bitch? Hey, I'm gonna bring y'all up to date. My man E, he don't come back. He came back, man. He went on a little trip, a little hiatus. That's why we've been gone. And he brought back this Fiji rum.
Bounty.
So,
It's called Bounty.
You mean gasoline?
Bounty.
Bounty?
Bounty. Like
Bounty.
the quicker picker-upper.
The quicker picker-upper. So for about 30 minutes into this motherfucker, we get to slurring and talking shit. Now I'm not.
We all
I'm
know.
incoherent, talking
We all
crazy.
know one.
You know what it was.
We all know one that's going to be talking shit, slurring
Oh,
and shit.
boy.
Can't
Motherfucker,
handle
you
shit.
know I'm a lightweight, so they might have a motherfucker twisted up in here.
I told him to tell me when. He didn't say when. I
When?
kept pouring. When I was pouring, I said, "Tell me when."
Yeah, I
He's like,
sure
a little more. I was like,
Little
"Damn,
more,
it's
little
been-
more, little
it's
more.
only Tuesday. The week been that hard on you already?"
Shit, it's always hard on me, though. That's the way it go. That's the way, that's life, bro.
So
And,
we back. I don't know how long we been. 2 weeks, 3. Because we missed last week because I was out of town.
Yeah.
Week before
that.
I was getting ready to leave.
Okay.
Keep counting.
Okay.
Is we
Has it
before
been
that?
3?
Yeah, it wasn't that long. We was here, remember? Because we was talking about, what were we talking about? I think it's been 2 weeks. It just seemed like a lot because the week I was getting ready, I kept saying, not tonight, not tonight, not tonight. So I canceled like 3 times in 1 week. But I think it was only 2 weeks, I want to say. I don't know. Shit. Don't matter.
Yeah, you're right.
We
It's
here
2.
now.
It was 2.
But
here
we have
now.
returned like the Jedi, back to talk a little bit more shit, you know. For those that don't know,
You think highly of yourself because you said that you a Jedi. You think you a Jedi? You think you like a Jedi?
hell yeah,
If you was a
motherfucker.
Jedi, who would you be?
What
Don't
you
say
mean?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Fuck no, I'm be Obi-Wan.
Who would you be?
I'd be Darth
You be-
Maul.
You be Luke.
I'd be Darth Maul.
He's a Sith.
You Luke.
He's a Jedi. Remember, we go off the church. He mastered back in the day.
Was it a Jedi?
Yeah.
Yeah,
was a
I
Sith.
think all them niggas was
Yeah, all
Jedi.
the,
wasn't
he's a
Sith.
Sith, but he's part of the what's
it? Like
that?
Darth Vader, all them niggas was they.
They all. You got to remember
Well,
they all
obviously
came from
Darth-
the same thing.
Obviously, Darth Vader is
Yeah, they
Can
all.
y'all still hear me?
nerding out.
Can y'all hear me?
No.
Can I hear you?
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you like that, but now no mic.
Oh, you can't on the mic?
I'm not on the
Is it
phone.
still registering? Nope.
I can hear you on the phone.
It's not even registering no more.
What do you mean it's not registering? I
No,
see you right there. Your
no.
voice is that's you. Number
Oh,
2.
My bad.
Tony's the one that
My
comes out
headphones
light,
on.
but he comes out loud whenever his thing's right.
I did something.
You know. So yeah, you know, I'm just saying we back, you know, and shit.
You know, am I back on now?
Yeah, you all good. You just need to turn your headphones
I
off.
was gonna say real quick before we go on, this hella people probably mad that we got that Jedi thing all wrong.
We probably do got it all wrong.
I mean, I'm saying,
Fuck.
you know,
Luke a motherfucking
you know,
Jedi.
Star Wars motherfuckers is. Like, what are you talking about? He like Tony just said, he's a Sith.
He's a Sith.
Anyway, so fuck it.
Excuse me, but he's a Sith. Not a Jedi.
So I just want to point out that we
That
know
motherfucker got Jedi-like
that we
skills.
don't know shit about Star Wars.
Just
Even
put
though-
in your
even though we
comments,
watched the
I
motherfuckers
agree
as
with
kids.
Tony. Tony don't know what the hell he's talking about.
we
These
all know
motherfuckers talking about
Man, we have
Darth
to look
Maul.
that shit up, man.
Anyway, so what happened?
Or Maul.
The only people in Sacramento know what the fuck you talking about.
They're like, motherfucker, you're fucking up the show.
Anyway, so what happened while I was gone? Because I got to say, I was out of the loop. I said it before we left. I went to Fiji, and it's kind of a trip because, like, sport-wise, ESPN is different over there. I ain't getting no sports. I'm getting all rugby, Soccer, rugby, and some shit called netball. It's crazy, and it's like on 24 hours a day. It's girls, and they play. It's almost like basketball, but it's crazy. No backboard, just a net sitting there.
Oh, dude, you're in the whole other side of the world.
I mean, I don't know what the shit. It was crazy. It had skirts on too.
You're in the whole.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you in the whole side of the world.
I watched it for a good, probably hour, but anyway, yeah. Even the CNN is different. I mean, you hear the Trump shit, all the Trump shit that went on. With him talking about telling the ladies to go back to their country and shit. I saw that, but then they had a lot of world news too.
I really didn't pay attention. I heard he offended some ladies. What went down?
The squad, what they call the women's squad. Yeah, the squad. Those, what are they, senators or congresswomen or some shit? There's the Somalian one, the black one, Somalian one, Mexican one. I'm sorry,
all minorities.
I'm sorry I don't know their names, but I do follow them on Instagram.
That's a damn shame. You follow them, but you don't know their name?
I started following them because all the news this week, and I was just trying to keep up with all the shit, but
one of them looked like Sade.
It's the Americanized.
Well, basically, Trump was telling them, if you
shut the fuck up.
If you don't like the way the country is, go back to where you're from.
They from here.
You're right.
That's the whole point.
You're right.
That's the whole point.
But that's what the whole point. That's why everybody's like, what the
that's the whole point. You're from here.
We all originate. All originate from somewhere else.
Kids. But, your ass ain't from right here around the block either. If that's the case.
I don't know where the fuck he from. But
yeah. It's like,
wherever orange people come from, that motherfucker orange.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah,
second in Union.
So I've been out the loop, man. But I gotta say I enjoyed being out the loop. It was nice being in Fiji. I was there for from Thursday to Saturday. For Thursday, all the way through Saturday to the next Saturday. So it was nice, man. I enjoyed it.
Okay, so here's the question. Because when I was off and you turned around and was off, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought was, how in the fuck do I retire early so I can enjoy this type of lifestyle? Just to be not worrying about getting up early and not going through the whole whatever the fuck it is that you get up in the morning and have to do, other than it's called work.
Damn.
I mean, you was using basically in paradise, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it in the time, but I try purposely. I actually thought I made this thought where I actually didn't get caught up in wanting to be in my everyday life, because knowing that it's a ways away from me. I was like, man, if I start thinking about that shit, then it's gonna be that much harder going to work. It ain't so much coming home, because I was ready to come home when my time came. I was happy about being back in Sacramento. Going to work was a whole nother question, but being back in Sacramento is like what Tone said. How do I get to that point where you just waking up? We got friends that are retired.
Yeah.
So you talking to friends and they just like, man, I get up, golf,
bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit, and you like, man, when am I gonna reach that? Like you said,
Read
but
the paper.
I can't think about it too much because I know I ain't near it. And if I start thinking about it, like we all get that. Me and Tony get that yearly statement that shows when we can retire.
Yeah. Because
we're government workers and shit, so it tells you what you got, what you this and that. And if you start looking at how many years left and start trying to count, that shit gonna take forever.
So fucking depressing, man.
I try now. People that say, how much longer you got to go? I just say, man, forever. I still got my work. I'm gonna work the rest of my life. Because I don't even want to start doing the math yet.
Yeah, I heard that shit.
I'm gonna start doing the math when I'm,
3 years away.
You know what I'm talking about, that 80 days in the wake up.
Oh, yeah. Like we used to say in the Navy, you short. You short.
I'm short. I got 30 days in the wake up.
Yeah.
So when I start getting like that, then I'll start figuring out. But shit, Fiji was cool. The second day I got there, though, the first day did we get up? Yeah, I think it's funny because the time, it's a 5-hour difference. So they're earlier than us, 5 hours earlier than us.
Yeah.
But they're tomorrow.
Yeah. So for you,
Oh, yeah.
it's
So
the next day.
so you just lose a day. You lose a day when you go. You gain a day when you come back. But as far as the time goes, it's a 5-hour difference.
I feel like it's almost the
so
same
it doesn't
time.
really affect you. I was
Yeah.
getting up like at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
because I was used to here. So that was the difference. But my second day there, man, I went to me and my brother-in-law walked over to this other resort. You know, they got resort back to back resorts.
Uh-huh.
We walked over to this other resort that we was at the West End, and I guess that's a Sheraton resort too. So Sheraton was right next door, so we can use both. And so we walked over to Sheraton because it was closest to where we were on the beach.
Yeah.
And we were getting a drink, and my brother-in-law was over there first. I had just got over there, and I was like, where's so and so? And they were like, he's over at the bar. So I said, let me go find him. So I go up there, and he's sitting next to this New Zealand cat from New Zealand with the accent and all that shit. And I come up to the bar, and I don't say nothing. I was like, what's up? That's it. She's like, what do you want to drink? So I'm like, me Bounty and Coke. So the guy, New Zealand guy, I guess he had been talking with Dej, and he said, he was like, how do you? The first thing he said to me was like, I don't not like you because you're black.
Oh, he was already 2 sheets in the wind, huh?
Yeah, so I looked over at him, and I was like, okay, I ain't say nothing. I just kind of looked over at him, went back to looking straight ahead, and then he says, "Why do you hate me? Because I'm white." So I looked over again. I was like, "Bruh," I said, "I don't hate nobody, bruh. It's all love right here, bruh. It's all love." And then he says, it's just a whole bunch of shit. It just starts going into how he loves people no matter what color they are, and I don't want to fight you. You beat my ass. You'll beat my ass. And I'm like, bro, I don't fight. Why are you even talking like this? And so my brother-in-law is just sitting there thinking that it's all jokes and fun. So I'm getting madder and madder, and he keeps on going, and everything is fuck. He's got the accent too that's bugging the shit out of me. So finally he says something like, he looks over at my brother-in-law and he says something like, yeah, you guys will beat my ass. You, this motherfucker right here. And then he looks over at me and said, this Snoop Dogg motherfucker right here. And then that's when I looked over at him and said, look, bruh.
Why Snoop Dogg?
Oh, no, maybe that's the black rapper he knows or something.
See, everybody knows Snoop.
So you're right, what he's talking about. So that's when I was like, look, motherfucker, you need to leave me alone, man. I'm telling you now, that's when my brother-in-law was like, oh, he's getting serious. So he was like, yeah, hey, you need to go on about your business, man. At Thedge, he want to knock somebody out anyway. So Thedge started squaring up the cat, and I was like, just give me the drink so we can go, man. He was still trying to talk to us, man, but he was drunk.
Obviously, he on
was
vacation.
Drunk. And even when we first started, his girl that was sitting next to him was laughing with him and stuff. But then when she seen that he was going into all this race stuff, she got her phone out and she just started looking off because she just knew.
This is going the wrong direction.
It's going the wrong direction.
Okay, love, you need me. Make
I don't
me
know if
want
that's
to
the
calm
Australian-
down just a little bit, would you?
You got to do more the crocodile hunter, bro. Cause
That motherfucker.
he was like the crocodile. Hey, he was
mate.
He was harsh with it, bro. But that's the only negative thing I really had as far as everybody else, man. Fiji cats, man. First of all, Fiji cats, bro. They some big motherfuckers, boy. For the majority of them,
Yeah.
them guys, every single one of them motherfuckers is built like them motherfuckers is built.
Just big takes.
Polynesians.
I don't know. They look smaller than Polynesians, but they got that built. They built.
Yeah.
And all of them got, I'm so tired of all these niggas walking around with 6-packs and shit because they always fire dancing and, because we're in resorts. So every time you look around, they doing some dance or, that shit and they got their shirts off and pecs
Flexing
jumping
and
and shit. I'm like, these motherfuckers is fit.
Damn.
But then when I went into the city, you see the regular ones. A lot of them fit. Got some big. You got them big boys.
Right.
And then you got because nobody wears shoes hardly. Everybody wears
Flip-flops.
So then
Fuck
I
yeah.
seen some Barney Rubbles, some Fred Flintstone feet. I seen some of the widest feet I've ever seen in my life. I was sitting on the bus, bro.
Shit.
We took a public bus downtown.
Yeah.
And this cat sitting next to me had some feet that could carve a coconut.
Damn.
could shut the
she said
With his
he said she shut the gun. No,
Chuck corn.
I mean, because these cats was.
no,
I mean, you would see
he
cats.
shut the coconut.
You would see cats like walking downtown, bro, with straight, just no shoes on, because. You know, a lot of people, when they did, they wear flip-flops and they wear, sandals and shit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't nothing to see cats just walking around no shoes, and you could tell they've been walking around no shoes for years.
Damn.
They was like,
On some concrete.
man, them feet look like where everybody else's is rounded. Their shit was like, got, like somebody drew it, that whatever that kind of artwork is, where it's like diamond cut, like that shit. That's what people's feet look like.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's fuck. They don't give a fuck about you and what your lotion is.
It made you open up. It kind of made you not give a fuck. Like you was like, why am I fucking all that? All
They
them
don't
clothes
give
we brought.
a fuck.
We brought all them damn clothes, bro, and didn't wear hardly none of them. It was like, first of all, it's humid as fuck. So you can't really wear no shirt. You wear a shirt. Like I wore a shirt one day, and we were walking around, and I was sweating so much that I said, fuck it. I took the shirt off, and I couldn't get the shirt off because it was so sweaty.
It's so stuck to your head.
I'm trying to pull it up like this, and it just stuck to my back. And I can't get it. But so I just gave up on the shirts.
Damn.
We just went everywhere with no
T-shirt
shirts.
or no shirt.
Yeah, you started out with a shirt, but an hour into what you was doing, you had it
Yeah, you
off
sweat.
over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And you was like, fuck it, man.
Fucking slaves.
So it was beautiful. The weather was like 80 degrees, it wasn't hot. There was a couple of days where the sun was a little hot on you, but for the most part of it, it just humid.
Yeah, the water right there.
Man, that water
Yeah, the
felt
pool.
so good.
Yeah,
bro.
the man. Come on.
You saw me in the water.
I seen you in the water, bro.
Man, I had the goggles on and shit. I was down
I
there.
didn't see the goggles.
I didn't show
Oh,
that
you
part.
swimming?
I was in there with the fish. I'm looking at the fish.
You
You
got
was
a
snorkeling?
GoPro.
Man, I was in there like.
You was snorkeling.
Fish was like. Like yeah.
I seen him one time in the water, just
Yeah.
hands raised up like I was like, oh, he's in the water.
Yeah,
I was in there with the kids, me and the kids, not my kids, my nephews and the young ones. We was in there like we was looking for the fish. We was
I love snorkeling.
every once in a while we get carried a little too far, and you be looking down, and all of a sudden you realize ain't no bottom. You like.
Get my ass back.
I went too far out, bro. Like them other cats, like Deja and all them, they was way out there.
Yeah.
I was like, shit. Even when we went canoeing, I stayed where I could see the bottom.
The trippy part about that, I don't really fuck with oceans like that because if I can't see the bottom, I don't fuck with them. So I stay my ass back this way. But some people can go in the ocean. I'm just trying, man. I need to see the bottom.
Yeah.
You try to body surf again?
Nah. You know what? Where we were,
Not a whole lot of waves. Huh?
yeah, it was always the other side. Like when we was on that private, you saw me in the water. I was on went to a private island that day, and on the other side of the island is where the waves were bigger. Yeah. But there were all rocks and stuff over there. So if you're gonna go over there, those were cats that was surfing and shit. We was over.
They
on
probably
the
know the
part.
island though, like you're saying. So they.
Well,
Yeah, but you're talking about that's like people from New Zealand and Australia
Yeah,
that
that's
go
all
out
they
there
do.
for all that. They
That's
all
all
go
they
over
do.
there and be chilling.
And
That's
that's
like
probably-
us going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's like calm water for them probably.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure New Zealand get them big waves and shit too.
Well, those are good fucking great whites.
The other thing I'm gonna say about it, and leave it alone, is Fiji is very Indian influenced, right?
Okay.
So everything you do, like a lot of the foods, you can taste the Indian in, like whatever, the cumin or whatever, the curry. They have a lot of that everywhere. It's a lot of Indians out there, and a lot of Indian. Oh, that's what I wanted to say, bruh.
What?
This is the first time, including Germany, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time that I've been somewhere where I didn't see no black people.
Zero.
None. I saw two couples the day we were leaving. They had just came into the resort.
Oh, okay.
So you were an anomaly.
So Fiji, their people, they dark.
They
But
dark.
you know they Fiji.
Yeah.
You look at them, you tell they Fiji.
Yeah.
They're not like black, like us black.
Yeah.
So I was like, my wife and them didn't realize it because the Indians is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm there and I keep looking around like, ain't no black people. I mean, you be in the middle downtown, you don't see all the people because we was in what's the name of that fucking starts with a Suva. That's the big city there, and it's from when we was there 13 years ago, it's in grew, so it's big now. It's like people everywhere. Ain't no black people. You see one or two. You see some white people sprinkled here and there. You see hella Indians. You see Asians. Hella Asians are there. No black people. I'm like, black people don't know about Fiji or something? Because even in the resorts, ain't no black people.
Yeah.
I'm walking around looking like, ain't
far.
no black people. It's crazy. And so that makes me think, ain't no black people in New Zealand, huh? Or Australia.
Maybe. There's some.
Because most of the people that was there that were at the resort were from New Zealand and Australia. That's where they were from. Mostly New Zealand. But nobody was black.
No, because to be honest with you, unless you were a model, when I was in Australia, unless you was a model or you was there for business.
Well, you was there modeling, bro?
Yeah.
You was,
Tell them, son.
No, but when I was there, you didn't see, if you did see anybody, well, shit. When the ship pulled in, there was, then you seen some brothers, that motherfucker. But until then, you don't see nothing. It's either whites or you see
Australia? Who you got? The Polynesians? Is the Polynesians there?
No. What the hell? Damn. What's the other
Shit,
folks?
brother, you got me at a loss, bro.
Aborigine.
Oh,
The
you
natives.
talking about the native people from there. I know who you're talking about.
Right.
Aborigines.
And in New Zealand is
Aborigines. is what
Aborigines,
you said.
right.
I'm like, what's he trying to say?
Aborigines.
Original people.
The original
The
people.
Yeah.
Original people. I'm gonna say
What do they
it.
look
Original
like?
people.
What do they look like? Are they white?
No,
What are they?
they hella dark.
Oh.
Yeah, just like in New Zealand.
Aborigines.
New Zealand is they have whites, and then they have
Those
the original people, where the haka dance come from.
Well, them fuckers don't travel.
What the Haka
They
dance?
stay at home because they
Haka
didn't
dance.
come to
Haka dance.
Fiji. But yeah, that was crazy to me. To me that was the craziest shit. Cause it's like you saying, it's like if you in a car, probably nobody else plays this game, but you look at like you're at a stoplight and you notice that every car at this stoplight, you're like, damn, there's 5 Hondas just sitting there. You know, and you say one of them is each are looking for another car, and then eventually you'll see another car.
Yeah.
Like when is it? How long is it gonna be before I see an F-150 or something like that?
Yeah.
I've played that game with black people, and it was the whole half a day went by. I ain't seen none. There was no black people, Nick. None.
That motherfucker's like every black person I say I'm gonna spend $100.
It's like
spend no money
I didn't
all
spend
day.
no money. Like I said, right before we left, we was having breakfast the last morning, and I noticed a brother walk past.
I gave you the nod.
Nah, because we was far enough where we weren't even in that area
He
together.
probably thinking the same thing. He ain't seen him. I'm like,
People are like, yeah, what's up?
They had just got there because I would have seen. I was there for 9 days, 7 days,
Right.
so I would have seen them. Because we did some of the same shit every day. Every morning we got up to eat breakfast and shit. I would have seen them. They just got there. Him and his wife, and then my wife was saying when they looked at the wife, she kind of looked like she might have not have been all black. She could have been from the island too.
Let me ask you a question. Would you get in that stare?
Only thing I got was I got a lot of people thinking I'm somebody. So people would ask me, "Do I play basketball a lot?" Everybody was asking me,
yeah.
"Play basketball? Play
You should
basketball?"
say yeah.
Nah, they didn't ask me if I played professional.
That's
So
what
they
I'm
asked me,
saying.
if I played basketball. I said,
You
that's
said
how I used
yeah.
to. I was like, I ain't got too old for this shit. I'm too old now. I used to. And they're like, oh, I can tell you play
that, man.
basketball.
would've
I do
left.
pick up games.
Yeah, I got a lot of.
I'm on the Sacramento Mud Skippers.
You know, you could have got away with that shit. You could have got away with that shit years ago.
They
But
would've
now
known.
they
Internet,
Google.
they
Yeah, they
Google the
Google
fuck out. You ain't
everything.
nobody, man.
Everybody have phones. So, you know, I did get a lot of that. People asking me.
Hello,
do I play
mate. This
ball.
is not you.
Yeah.
It was like-
The Sacramento Mud Skippers don't exist.
the people who work there.
Yeah.
They were the ones that would always ask me. But they was, man, you talking about some cool, down-to-earth people. Fiji people just...
Do their
cool.
hands look like
You know what?
let me get a tip. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and you know what? Nah, not
Let me
really.
get a
It
tip.
wasn't as bad as sandals. When you go on a sandal resort,
Yeah.
because everything's inclusive,
Yeah.
man, everybody looking for a tip. You tipping every motherfucking body. This one wasn't as bad because you paying for everything.
Yeah.
So everything you get, I will say everything we did outside the hotel.
You got paid for.
Yeah, we was paying for it, and we was giving tips and shit. And
Yeah.
I was spending Fiji money like I was fucking like I was Drake or somebody.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
Anyway, so that was Fiji. Back home, happy to be back home. The flight was horrible. Flight was smooth as shit, but 11 hours. It was 11 hours, I think, going 10.
One plane?
Yeah, one plane all the way
shit.
from San Francisco all
Double-decker?
the way to Fiji. I don't think so. Nuh-uh.
Just a single leg?
It had like
Damn.
5 or 6 seats in the middle
Wow.
and 2 on each side.
Yeah.
And
That's a big ass plane, but it still ain't big
Yeah,
enough
it
to
was-
do what you wanna.
but it
Kind of
was,
room you want.
when I went, I was in the emergency exit, so I had a lot of leg room.
Leg room.
Yeah, but on the way back, I felt like Tony. When I
You
fucking said
cramped up in that
before
motherfucker?
Tony said that he ain't flying no more. If he ain't doing first
Yeah.
class, he ain't flying.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's how I felt when I was coming back. I was like, you know what? From here on out, I can't do this. I can't do it. I
Every
told
time I've ever been anywhere, man, it's like fucking playing your knees socked up against
nigga,
that
just think
motherfucking
if you
nigga, man.
6'5"
I know, that's what I'm saying. So I know you fucked
and 11 hours.
I know that's fucked
I
up.
was like, so going was fine. Coming back, I was in pain. I was hurting. And
Yeah.
I told Shannon, I said, I'm not going nowhere else.
I try
That's it.
to fly at night if it's a long flight, if I can just sleep as much as possible.
So right before I left, right before like maybe 5 hours before, not even that 3 hours before we left to go to San Francisco to the airport, I emailed my doctor, and I told him, I said, hey, I got bad anxiety when it comes to flying, and da 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 da. I said, I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave in 3 hours.
Ambient.
I said, can you give me something to help?
Give you a Zanny?
Yeah, I forgot to look at what the actual name was. He gave me had like 5 pills in it, 4 pills in it.
Damn.
And I went and picked it up real quick from the pharmacy, quick. And I popped on the way there.
Yeah.
I popped that shit, and they said we had a layer. What do you call it when you're on the runway waiting?
Yeah, the tarmac.
Yeah, we were waiting because something happened where we had to sit on the tarmac for almost an hour.
Yeah.
I don't remember none of it.
Yeah, it was out. That
Man,
Zanny fuck you up.
I was out. When I woke up the next morning, we had 2 hours left, 3 hours left. I woke up to Fiji.
Oh, there was a straight flight.
Yeah, they don't stop.
Non-stop? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Then you pop one in.
Yeah,
By the time you know
put
it.
your ass right.
By
boy.
the time you know it, you're like, we'd like to welcome you to. I was like,
That's it.
But
They
we
were
could
like-
watch a movie and
When I woke up, they was like, in a minute you're gonna put
You
your trays
hungry?
up, put your trays up, put your seats
Yeah.
up, make sure your seat
Yeah.
belts. I was like, that's what
Man.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But coming back was a whole different
Miserable,
story.
huh?
Yeah, I took
You took all the Zannies?
No, I took it on the way home, but it just didn't do this. It knocked me out. When I did go to sleep, I went to sleep, but it's just that I kept waking up every hour or so because my knees was fucked up.
They go sleep on you.
But then I would go right back to
Put some
sleep.
Tiger Bomb on the motherfuckers.
nah, man.
Fuck me
First
up.
class, bro.
Yeah, you got.
First class.
You gotta
Ain't no
pay- you
use.
gotta go ahead and pay extra.
Everybody got motherfucking $4,500, Tom.
Yeah, them tickets are already expensive. And then
Yeah,
remember,
man.
I bought 5 of them.
That's what I'm saying. He going to Fiji.
I bought 5.
I
I
can
thought-
imagine going to Hawaii, like $1,800 first
So,
class. A good,
what I'm gonna do
next?
I'll upgrade my shit. Everybody else
That's
be
what I
in
was
the
gonna say.
back.
That's what I was gonna say, Tom.
But fuck all y'all.
Me and Shimmy sitting up in the front, all the kids sitting in the back. Like,
Oh, shit.
Like,
You
yeah.
young motherfucker. Your needs
I
don't
tell
need
the
this.
stewardess, whatever she
Close
calls.
the curtain.
I be like, hey, don't let them back up here. My kids keep coming up to the front. Like, Dad, don't let them back up here.
Close the curtain on their ass, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. They close the curtain. They don't want to see you having the Sundays with the
I got upgraded.
with the hot fudge in there and everything.
I got upgraded one time and flew first class, and it was nice. And
Yeah, I got upgraded.
business class is even a little. It's not first class, but it's nice. You get the leg room, get the comfortable seat. So business class is cool too because you get a wider seat. But shit, coming back was miserable, boy. I decided I ain't going nowhere else. If I gotta fly like that, I ain't going nowhere else. That's too far.
That's a long ass flight.
Fuck yeah.
Sound good though.
Man. I told him that when he told me this, like Fiji. I said, "Oh my fuck no."
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing this right. You ain't going nowhere unless it's first class that long.
I don't think I'm going. Truthfully, I don't feel like. I'm trying to think. Here in the United States is different. You're talking about the longest 5-hour flight, something like that.
coast to coast.
Yeah,
longer than 5 hours,
so it's not that doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
As far as going overseas, I guess one day go see Europe, go back. I've been there, but go back to Europe and shit. But I ain't in no hurry now. Fiji kind of
Right.
settled me for a while where I don't need to jump back on no plane, man.
Excuse my ignorance when I say this. Which way did you fly to go to Fiji?
They fly, so you San Francisco, you fly past Hawaii and all that
Hawaii
shit
and back
down
around the
there.
other way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
You fly down
Excuse
south the Pacific.
I kind of got a general sense where Fiji is, but I'm not
It's
sure.
down
100%.
there by New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So they have to go out
Well, yeah, I mean,
west
you could,
and whatever it is
Yeah.
for them.
Go west, go Hawaii,
Yeah,
back
so-
out that way. So
When you say the Far East.
Excuse my ignorance on that. I just I don't know the route they would take to go
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, but for 11 hours, dude.
Well, you-
first class all
You
the way
figure
back.
if you know what they say to fly around the world is 30 hours or something like that.
Fuck.
So I didn't know which way that halfway
Oh.
each way. You know what I mean?
I don't even like 6 hours back.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Fuck yeah. I like
If you gotta do it, though, you rather-
Hawaii's a long motherfucker flight.
If you got to do it, you do it like that though, with no stops.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
with
Hell
Fiji, I guess there is no stops. You
No,
can't.
you just talking Hawaii or Taiwan or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that they do that.
He was stopping Tonga, Samoan
I
Island.
don't, no, I don't think that Tonga. I don't think that Tonga and them they don't house them big ass planes.
Yeah, those some big ass planes, right?
Yeah, they big ass places. Because even when you go to like St. Lucia and shit like that,
Yeah.
they stop you at some big island or some big place, and then you jump on one of them crop dusters, and then they bring you on in.
Motherfucker be moving all around.
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, I know what you're talking
When
about.
when I was sitting there, I remember the one I sat in, the only thing between us and the pilot was a curtain. And he had the curtain open, so I'm looking at the front windshield. I'm looking like, damn, this motherfucker.
And
And,
you got an island hop.
hey, and the
Yeah, crop
scariest,
duster,
the
that's the
scariest
dude,
thing in
I
the
know.
world is when that motherfucker bringing it down to land,
And that
you
motherfucker moving like
looking at,
this?
you looking at the front window, and you like, man, is this motherfucker gonna straighten it up? And you be like,
Yeah,
you be like
yeah.
all the way down, like, finally at the last minute, that motherfucker got straight. Pow! Hit the ground. I was like, whoa, shit.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. Hey, one time I was coming, I don't know what the fuck I was. That motherfucker landed like this and shit. So like fucking sideways. I was like, this nigga landed sideways.
You been on a crop duster, right? One of them little planes.
yeah.
I was on one.
Propellers and shit.
Yeah, that shit scared the shit
Bruh,
out
I
your
was
ass.
on one that I swear to God, this is what it sounded like. It was going.
That, and it turned off. Yeah, I've been on one of
I kept
those.
thinking, is this motherfucking?
Cutting off.
Is it good? Is it all right? Are we gonna make it? This motherfucker sound like it ain't running right.
Been on one of them plenty of times.
He checked the oil in this motherfucker.
That's funny as shit.
Put oil cap off.
Yeah. It looks like it's cutting off on me.
Keep turning
Okay.
the fuck
Why,
off.
what's all them lights? All them lights flashing up front. The fuck?
shit is hella
Cutting
funny.
off and shit on me. So anyway, man, that was.
That's how
was
you had a
it.
good time, bro. I'm glad
That's
for you,
cool,
bro.
man.
I would have went, man, but 11 hours I can't do, bro.
You know what? I would have talked before the trip. I'd have talked shit to you. I'd have been like, "Oh, motherfucker, you could do it. You could do it." After doing it, I'm like, "I'm with you."
Motherfucking knees.
You would have seen. Oh, where's Tone at? First class, motherfucker.
Oh, I
Doing
can't
that
do it.
shit. He eating a Sunday. Don't y'all motherfuckers come up here trying to get some of this Sunday.
I had to, we try not to. Just like we do with everything. We try if you're gonna do it, do it right.
Right.
So we try to, like, when we do shit like that, we try to, not worry about money and stuff like that. We try to, like, we actually, knew we was going to be doing this for a while, so we went ahead and paid a lot of stuff, and you try to knock out a lot of that shit. But I got to say, doing this trip, though, with five, it was different when they were kids. Now they grown.
They eat
With
grown man meals.
Yeah, when they 5 adults, man, you trying to do this shit where it's pricey when you paying for all they shit.
Yeah.
Because you got to
Yeah.
remember, they eating, like I say, this wasn't all inclusive.
Yeah.
So all through the day, we eating, we paying
Oh
for shit.
boy.
We know buying shit, this da da da, and and we, mind you, we not acting a certain way. We not trying to say, "Oh, watch the money, watch this." We're like,
Have a good time.
just do it. Just have fun. We gotta do it. But in my mind, I'm thinking, God, thanks.
We gonna owe a lot of motherfucking money when this is
Not
done.
to mention, I didn't use credit cards at all.
Oh,
only
that's
thing I
good
used
then.
credit card for was, of course, travel and stuff, because I got to use. We bought tickets online and shit like that. But
Right.
as far as like the everyday what we was doing, yeah, that was cash. We just did cash for everything.
good.
We was going back and forth to that Western Union like all the time because we made a mistake.
Didn't bring enough.
No. I took too much cash. What I should have did was got cash when I was there. What I did is I brought dollars.
Yeah, and then,
So
I
I
get
had,
it converted.
I had, I'm thinking I'm gonna be good because I got this big wad cash. I'm like,
Right.
shit, we good. We went to the bank before we left when it's like got the money we thought we was gonna need, and then you get there and you realize it ain't Hawaii. You need Fiji money.
Yeah, you got it.
It's not even an option. I thought that like some places you go to, they'll take
They
American
take
money
anything.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't take everything.
Right.
So
who's converting?
they had places all around.
Not like the conversion. Who knew the conversion?
So it was like half.
Oh, okay.
So when you saw something for $100, it was $50.
yeah.
Some it was right around there. It was like half. So
Right.
everything there was, if you saw it, because it kind of would mess you. I bought a rugby jersey, and because I saw cats wearing, I was like, damn, I like that jersey, right? So I bought a rugby jersey, and I wanted the official one, right? So I went to one of the stores that I finally found it. He's like, I looked at it. It was like 120 on sale for
120
$100
what?
Fiji dollars.
Is that what they call it? Fiji dollars?
Yeah, they call it dollars too.
Oh, they do call it dollars.
So I'm like, I'm looking at it for 120, and they're like, oh, it's on sale for 100. And I'm like, I want to spend $100 on. But then Serena's like, it's $50. It's like $52 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, well, in that case,
Let me get that
hey,
motherfucker.
let me go ahead and get it. It's $50. It's still, in my case, I'm like, it's still kind of high for a rugby jersey.
That's why they don't allow motherfuckers me to go to Fiji. Because I'd be like, y'all got some Jordans?
Oh, so we was in the same store that had Jordans. They look fake though.
Y'all got some
They
Jordans?
got shit. They got shit that the shit look fake and shit.
The
man.
Jordans?
They look like we was cracking jokes, and my sister-in-law was like, she didn't believe me, and I'm telling her, I'm like, those ain't
Jordans.
them ain't Jordans. I ain't never seen them Jordans, and she like, she don't know shoes. She's like, they say Jordan. I'm like, I'm telling
That
her,
don't
them
mean
ain't
shit,
Jordan. I don't know what the
yeah.
fuck them is.
You over there in the
There's
South
some Jordans.
Pacific.
There's some
That's-
Jordans.
They ain't but a couple of miles away.
Hey,
you get a whole.
Taiwan make the hell out them fucking shit.
Yeah,
man.
you got
go over to
Philippines. You got.
Taiwan.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got all that.
shit looking right.
You got
come back with the
Vietnam.
latest and greatest. Like they ain't never seen that make before. Nah, man, I had this made in Taiwan.
But it would have been different if they was like Jordan 3s that was some
Yeah.
shit you never seen.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a whole model of Jordan. I'm like, what the fuck is those?
never seen that motherfucker
I ain't never
before.
seen them motherfuckers
It's like they
before.
got glow in the dark lights on them and shit.
It's like, they look like they weren't made out of the right leather and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but you ain't going over there to buy shoes.
Nah, I'm
but-
just saying because
But I
you
was-
said the price was $50.
Nah, fuck no. You gonna that kind of shit you gonna buy when you get the better shit at the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat
I don't
more
know,
bacon.
bullshit. Just talking
I'm
about
gonna
the
eat
price
more bacon.
Bruh.
You're gonna sweat all that shit out, bruh.
The breakfast I had every morning was outrageous.
But yeah,
So it was like a buffet thing every morning. It came with the room.
right.
So every morning I would go to the omelet lady first, and I would tell her she had all the stuff spread out there. What you want? I tell her I want everything but cheese. So but the third day she was like, so how was your? She kept up with me. She's like, so how was the trip into the city yesterday? I'm like, it's cool. She said, everything but cheese, right? I'm like, yep. Then I would walk away from there, go get my. Like I say, it's very Asian influenced and stuff. So they would have for breakfast they would have like stir fry, or they would have like fried rice.
Oh yeah.
So I would do fried rice. I would do the bacon, hella bacon. I would do I forgot what else we was getting, potatoes and all kind of shit. That has Fiji stuff. Then I would go over and get. This is where I would really mess up. Well, let me tell you the good stuff first. I'd go over and get the fruit, right? They had a whole fruit set up because they would do fresh fruit cut up.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted a smoothie, they had the juicers right there. So you just tell them what you wanted in the smoothies, and they would do that right there, right? But where I would mess up at, I had the fresh fruit, my big plate of omelet, stir-fried rice, and bacon, and whatever else they had over there that day. Then I would go over to the bread table, and they had these little mini croissants. And every day, no joke, in the morning, I swear, I'd have like 8 or 9 of them motherfuckers.
Fuck,
I would put them on my plate, 8 or 9 of them motherfuckers, and I would just eat.
You gotta eat. You're gonna sweat this shit out
Yeah.
in the next 2
So,
hours.
That's what I did every morning. So every morning I was there, that's what I did. And I didn't eat shit else the rest of the day because I don't like Indian food and everything I had. We went to a Mexican restaurant Friday night. It was called
Yeah, curry in it.
yeah. So we went to an Indian. So every night we went to an Indian restaurant like I think 3 nights, and I don't eat Indian food. So one of the places was like a Thai Indian kind of place. So I had, to me, Thai and Indian food taste the same. I had
Damn.
Yeah, they use the
Funny,
same
'cause I don't like
spices.
Indian
Spices.
food, but I
Same
like Italian food.
I said Thai,
Oh, Thai.
not Italian.
I'm deaf ass. Sorry.
Italian wing.
Thai
Hell
food.
no, I'm not eating that
So-
shit either.
so-
Italians.
I
eat
get there
curry.
and
I
I'm
was about to
like,
say, what kind of shit is
I had a
that?
vegetable stir fry because I didn't want to fuck with anything else. 'Cause I knew it was going to be like everything was curries and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I got the vegetable stir fry, and of course that tastes like curry. So I forced that down and shit. Then we went to Friday night. We had reservations for this Mexican restaurant.
Mexican
It's a
restaurant
Mexican
in
restaurant.
Fiji.
Yeah, it was attached to one of the resorts.
It's like a soul food restaurant in Fiji.
Well, it's attached to one of the resorts. So with the resorts, a lot of it has, they have American food. They have what they call American food, and they got all kind of different foods. So it was a Mexican restaurant called Mamacita's. Every time I say Mamacita,
Yeah.
True.
I was trooping my ass off. So anyway, we went there, and I'm thinking to myself, because when I made the reservations, one night we came and we couldn't get in because it was we had a big
Motherfuckers
party.
was hungry. They wanted some
we
regular
had a
food.
big party, and they tell us we couldn't. It would be another hour and a half, 2 hours before they could get to us. So we just said make reservations for another night, right? So that day I came to make the reservations, sizzling fajitas was going by me, and I could smell them. I was like, and I was missing them. I'm thinking about as nasty as on the border is. I'm thinking about all the shit back at home on the border and shit like that. And
There's
I'm
been
like,
that Cubans in there.
yeah, and I'm
Cumin in
and
there.
I'm thinking, I ain't even thinking that tone. I'm just thinking I'm finally gonna get some food that remind me of home. I'm about to tear some shit up. So when we get there Friday night, I ordered I try to do good. I get the steak fajita. I get the chicken fajitas because I'm trying to, even though I'm eating the fajitas, I try to, have the chicken where at least it's not gonna be chicken. It's chicken.
Chicken is
It
chicken.
ain't red meat.
Yeah.
So I get that shit, man. I get the tortilla, and I take a big. First of all, it ain't dry. I'm used to my chicken coming out where the strips is cut, like it's been grilled and stuff. And this comes out and it's got like a tomato paste. It's like it's in a sauce. So I'm looking at it like, what kind of sauce is that? But whatever. I get the tortilla, I scoop it up.
Shit.
I take a big bite of it, and it tastes just like cumin and curry. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I had to take another bite, bro. Everybody's tearing shit up. My shit's sitting there. Finally, I just gave it away. Somebody I said, do you want to taste this? And somebody tasted it, said it was good. I said, hey. And I pushed it down the table. And it went down the table. I never seen it again.
Just give me tortillas and butter. God damn.
So, when I got back where I went to Dos Coyotes.
You got you some shit up.
Man, I tore that shit up. I ate so much of that shit, I had the shits the next day.
Damn.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Man, I felt good eating it, though, and I didn't mind the shits.
Did you get a border burrito?
Nah, I got them tray tacos, the 3 tacos.
Oh, yeah.
Then I got 1 steak, 1 carnita, and 1 chicken. With that sweet green salsa that they got over there at that salsa bar thing. That green one.
I do the pico de gallo.
That green one, good as fuck. All right, so we Fiji'd out.
Nah,
I
man.
appreciate you
fuck.
telling us about the little trip, man. This is a commercial for Fiji Airlines. Please,
Bula. Bula, where you go? Bula.
Book your trip
Bula.
to Fiji.
That's all they say to you all day. Bula, Bula. I got so tired of saying Bula.
Hey, man, you know what? But the thing is like, whatever sucker that's listening to this podcast, he ain't never left his town.
Yeah.
Shit, at least he got that's somebody
option,
else's experience.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Fiji's
Yeah,
an
Fiji.
option.
I guess Fiji is one of them places that it's real popular with like everybody that's already down that way. Like I say, the New Zealanders and stuff.
New Zealand and Australia.
For those people, it's popular for.
That's their Hawaii.
It's still new for the rest of the world. Like so, right now they're saying like a lot of Asians are coming there.
Yeah.
So and you see them, a lot of them. There's young ones too. They look like they 13, 12 out there with they one. Like they be out there with a girl. They're like they 12. There's one. We was on that private island. There was one damn near having sex next to us on the private beach.
Damn.
And he's like, man, they was like 12, but they were traveling by themselves and shit. So I guess they was of age. But there's a whole bunch of them. And I guess the rest of the so they say it's just now waking up like to the rest of the world. Everybody else is starting to come
Well, I
in.
think I'll make a flight.
Yeah, but you know what happens? It gets too popular.
Yeah, it gets too popular.
Gets a little pricey and then gets too fucking
Well, it's already
congested.
pricey.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this too. It kind of the one thing about it is fucked up. It's the same one in St. Lucia. Same as Jamaica, all them places. What's fucked up is that I'll say it. The white man comes over there to their islands, same way in Jamaica, St. Lucia, whatever, and they take the most beautifulest thing in the world. They take the prettiest parts of the island.
Fuck it off.
And they build resorts on it, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And then they leave all the other shit for
Fucked up.
the people who are naturally from their land, and then they can't even enjoy, because it's not like they can come onto the resorts and do their stuff.
It's private now.
It's all private, so they can't even come onto the land. So they keep them out, but yet they come in there and take. And then you, just like in I know St. Lucia was like that. You come outside the resort and you see people living in shacks.
Squalor, as they say.
It's
Shack
just,
and
you know,
fucked up.
and mind you, they look like the most comfortable people. They look like they're so comfortable. But you look at their houses and these houses don't even have front doors on them. A lot of them, they just wood.
Covering up the rain from the elements.
Windows, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And you see there's the whole houses, and you like, man, the just the difference between coming out them gates.
Fuck, I don't want to see that though.
It's just crazy that they do that to the people without taking care of those people. That you talk about, $1 billion, because that's what it is. Sheraton and that's $1 billion companies, and they not taking care of those people.
Yeah. I mean, they should have said it to where, listen, if you build here, you only can employ
Well, they might have it like that.
Fijians.
They might have it like that, but they still making a killing, because it's all there's nobody that works there but Fijians, and you see, like, I did see some Asian people, and you can tell because they're like, and some Indian people, but those people are like the Indian people were like higher up, like they're like managers and stuff like that,
Right.
and you could tell that they share Western world, like they travel, like they're from somewhere else, but they brought them out here to run this Western.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They might be somewhere else next year. They might be Western China or whatever.
Well, but like you said, you would think they would try to say you have to help build the economy here. You have to make it better. You can't just destroy.
So where does that end at though? Because what they're saying is we will, because we're going to employ them.
Okay,
so
well,
they employed a lot of them.
But you can say all the foods have to be from the town. You have to buy from the local growers. You have to buy clothes from the local producers.
And I wonder if they do.
I mean? You got to try to make that.
I'm sure they do out there on the island though, because
way.
ain't too much. We can't go. Most of that shit they probably are getting from out there.
I mean, I would think that, try to use the local services. I don't know how they were traveling around. Maybe they had taxi cabs or
they got taxis.
pulleys or whatever the hell. I don't know.
Pulleys.
I don't know, but I'm saying if you spark the economy,
tuk-tuks.
if you would spark the economy that way, if you say it has to be all local resources that you use, if you move into here and you buy this land,
as far as I'm concerned, as much money as those companies got, they should be able to build up whatever city they in.
Yeah,
they should be able to build up all that around them. Everything is easy for them.
Yeah, you would think they would go, okay, wait a minute. When my guests walk out of here and across the street, there's a shack.
Well, what happens is
they can't do that though. They can't do that because if they start building complexes.
No, I'm not saying
how much complexes. Is that going to be for the average?
Well,
but you want the safety of your people outside that. Well,
complex. I'll tell you why they don't have to worry about that, because only the percentage of the people who go to those type of places and actually go out to see what regular people are doing is very low. The average, here I go again with white folks. The average white person, they don't venture out too far because they're scared. They hear that it's dangerous out there, and they hear that it's not. Like, it's funny because, like I said, it was resort.
What's the crime rate in Fiji?
And it's like a circle. It's like a big ass circle, right? Of resorts.
Right.
So when you're traveling, it's like a big ass circle. And it's what's crazy is when you get on the public bus, because the public bus comes through there to drop off all the workers and stuff. We jumped on that bus, right? And the bus took us. This is no joke, bro. So picture the bus coming, because it goes like this. It goes through the circle of hotels, right? And then it leaves that circle and goes into the town.
Right.
And when it goes into the town, it's a whole, like I said, that's where you see the whole everything else. So this is what happens. When it comes in, as soon as it gets to the circle, when it enters this area, they pull over. A security guard jumps on. And the security guard is on that bus all the way through the resorts. And then when it comes all the way back around to where it's about to leave the resorts and go back into the city, the security guard jumps off and goes to this little shack that they got, little thing that they got, and then the bus goes downtown. They only have a security guard for basically the safest part of your trip, but it's to make the white people or make the people who are staying in the resorts feel secure. Because they only travel.
Your ass go outside though.
But they don't go. That's what I'm saying. They only travel within. Because in that area, there's a port where they got all the shopping stuff, all these different resorts that you can go to. So it makes you feel like you went out somewhere, even though you ain't went nowhere. Once you leave that and go downtown, go down to where everything's at, where it's crazy. That's where there's no security. And white folks ain't out there.
And that's a public bus.
It's a public bus.
Damn.
Oh, you don't want no beggars on that motherfucker.
I don't think it's beggars. I think it's actually, we figured it out. It's for the people that stay in the resorts because they don't go downtown. They only travel from the port because they got this port that everybody goes to. That's where all the restaurants are. That's where it makes you feel like you're out in Fiji when you're really not. It's made for the tourists.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Old Sac. So you travel to that area, and then you travel. Everything else is resorts. Resort. So it's just to make the people feel like they're secure there, and then they jump back off. When you get to the other part, you jump off. Anybody can jump on the bus, but they jump off.
Yeah, but then you go to the designated spot, look around, and guess what you do? Come back to the resort. That's it. I'm not trying to go up the hill and see shacks.
But the thing is, the great thing about
y'all some bitch ass niggas. Y'all scared?
The great thing about going out there.
Yeah.
The great thing about going out there was, for me, my personal thing was, and this might have to do with being 6'5" and black. Me walking through the mall and stuff, this mall was nasty, bro. Me walking through this so-called mall, it's just like everybody's looking at me. I got these kids, every
because
kid,
they looking
every
up at
kid.
your motherfucking ass.
No, they ain't. It's more than that. It's not just I'm 6'5". Cause like I say, Fiji cats is pretty big. There's some big boys. They're like The Rock. You see them cats walking around. But like I remember I was telling you about the fake Jordans and shit.
Yeah.
They see you walking around in your gear, and they know that your gear ain't
fake.
Fiji gear.
Yeah.
It's different in your gear and the Fiji gear.
Yeah.
So they see your Nikes and they're like, damn.
Them was
So
real
I
Nikes.
see, maybe not the grown folks, but the kids. I see all these because school had let out because it's winter there. So school had let out, and it was hella little boys running around, teenage boys running around. And everywhere I went, every time I would like look, they'd be looking at, they look away, but they all looking at me. So you feel like you kind of walk around feeling like everybody's paying attention to you. Mm-hmm. Cats is talking to you like this guy across the street. I'm walking on this side of the street, and I hear a cat over there that's shining shoes. He's like shining somebody's shoe. He looks over at me. He's like, "What's up, brother?" And I look over there. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" He said, "Just keep it real, nigga. Just keep it real." Like he sees.
Like motherfucking in the 60s and shit.
But he sees a black cat. They don't see black cats walking around, so they talking. They're like,
so obviously,
that motherfucker got a raised pump fist.
Obviously, everybody sees him. Obviously, he's a tourist. Most likely an American.
6'5"
and Americans set trends.
That's what they're looking at. They're trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out if you are somebody.
Yeah.
And when you're walking around like we were, there's 14 to 16 of us.
Yeah.
So there's 16 of us, and you're walking around. People are looking like, who are this big ass group of people? And then they got to them. 6'5" is small for a basketball player. They don't know what the hell, like football, it could be anything.
Yeah.
But they know that when they do see certain people, sometimes I guess they're used to it's somebody.
Yeah.
Because even like our taxi driver would be like, so hey, who
you?
Play basketball? They try to small talk. You try to figure out what you're doing and stuff. And then we tip good. We're always paying for shit. We pay for shit the average person don't pay for. Like we don't jump on the cab. We hire a van to take us where we want to go.
Yeah.
When we went to a different place, we hired a van.
Right. Yeah.
That was a whole nother story. A 6-hour van drive to Suva, the nearest, the big city, on this van with potholes and cows walking across the street.
Hey, man.
It's crazy. 6 hours, nigga.
And like I said,
man.
we're sponsored by Fiji. This episode is about Fiji.
Bula. We don't call this episode Bula.
How you spell that?
Yeah. How do you spell bull?
What kind of bullshit is that?
What kind of-
Hey, but you know what though? That's the thing. If you could, them teenagers looking at you, you could be wearing an Old Navy sandals
That motherfucker.
and some fucking and some, you know what I'm saying? Like it's Old Navy sandals and some a champion basketball shorts, and they'd be like, "That's what them motherfuckers is wearing now.
Yep. He fashionable.
That's that shit. I gotta wear that
That's that
tomorrow. How the
shit.
fuck be out? I mean, that motherfucker be on Amazon right now looking up some Old Navy sandals, trying to say, I'm wait. Hey, wait till the bitches see me in these sandals.
He said, that motherfucker said, wait till the bitches see me in these sandals.
Hey, but it's not just Fiji. It's more than just Fiji. But you got to realize though that all of the world tries to. Because same way when I was in Germany, you're right. It could be anything. Old Navy. It could be some bullshit that over here, some Target shit that we bought. But it's about the way we rock it. That just like you can look at a motherfucker who's darker than you and see he's not the same black you are.
Yeah.
Like, Fijian people, you can look at them, you could tell.
Like, that's not Negro black.
Yeah, it's a different kind of black. Same way, if we wearing the same shit.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's the way you carrying yourself, they know that this motherfucker is from America.
Yeah.
And you're different. You
that
know
ain't
what?
hood black.
One thing I will, and I'm not gonna say it like it was bad. The people were bad. First of all, the people are the nicest people I ever met, from my experience. But the one thing I will give them is every single one of them motherfuckers, for the most part, they had the nicest, the tightest haircuts. These motherfuckers was faded up.
They had their fade right?
Man, everybody's shit was nice. They had some of the cats had the, like I even saw a cat with the back shag. You know, the cats with the shag in the back, but everything was faded all the way around. I saw the faux hawks. Everything but everybody's shit was like bow.
Because you know it probably tied to the communities.
I don't know. They got some barbers out there that be doing they shit up.
Fade them up.
Yeah. All the women got the little mini fros. Me and Deja call them.
Yeah.
We call them the FAs. You're like, some people come sit down and be like, no, let me get that FA. You're like, oh, the Fiji fro. Oh, I'm sorry, the AF.
Yeah.
The Fiji fro. I mean, what else? The Fiji
Afro
fro.
Fiji?
What do you mean, Deja? Oh.
Motherfucker, spit it out.
We were saying the double Fs. We were saying the F to the F power F. Some shit we were saying.
Fiji fro.
But it was the Fiji fro. So it was the FF. So you just sit down. Let me get the FF though, because all the women
had a little smooth. Had smooth little
all
afro.
the women.
What?
But the ones that were trying to keep it, I guess, keep it real. They had
ethnic.
They had the mini fros, the little fro. Everybody had a fro. The women all had little fros. But then, of course, there was all them other girls. Man, Fiji women bad, dog. Mm-hmm. Fiji women bad.
Too bad they're too far away.
My next wife,
Gonna be Fijian?
for my next life, hopefully I'm in Fiji.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have me a bad Fijian wife.
Wait a minute. You said the next life or the next wife?
No, he didn't say wife. He
Both.
said life.
My next life.
And with the next wife.
I'm hoping I'm gonna be in
You
Fiji.
can be in Fiji.
My next
You
wife.
see that motherfucker change his whole. He had to die first and then
Yeah,
come back.
no. My next wife, if I get that opportunity, she gonna be Fijian.
Got you.
too.
So your next wife, then your first wife is gonna kill you. Then
Then
you have to worry about your next life.
Fijian wife.
Because your wife is gonna kill you.
Goddamn.
So anyway, what else went on?
Oh shit.
Shit, you don't talk about for a fucking hour.
I'm sorry.
Nah, fuck that.
It was, I'm
That
sorry.
was good. That was good entertainment, man. I was.
You got like maybe 3 people right now contemplating going to Fiji.
Man,
Hell
go.
yeah, me and I'm one.
If you get a chance to go, go.
I'm one.
I mean,
Fuck,
Nah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
good.
book it.
once you get past the flight, once you get there,
What is the best time to go?
I can't tell you
So,
because
you gotta look it up.
I think it's.
I'm ready to book it right
See,
now.
okay,
It's always warm, so you don't.
I think that it's the time that I went because this is winter
Right.
and their winter is 80 degrees. And it's, even though you look on the forecast, like from here, it said it rains every day.
Yeah.
It's like Hawaii. It's raining somewhere, but Fiji has over 300 islands.
Damn.
So it doesn't just because it's saying it's raining.
Don't mean it's raining
It's
there.
not raining where you at. So
Right.
we didn't experience no rain until the last day,
Damn.
and that rain was so refreshing. It was only only a sprinkle. It was overcast and sprinkled most of the day, but it was still hot, still warm. But the thing is that her summer is hella hot there.
Damn.
So
Tropical
both times
hot.
I went,
Tropical hot or just hot motherfucker.
I heard it's hot.
Oh shit.
So
I'm doing
and remember, it's humid.
black.
So that means that, it's probably pretty hot. But winter, it's a trip that they call that winter, because I'm walking around with no shirt, burning up, and the kids are in school and shit. It's winter there. But so if you're gonna go, from my experience, I've only been there one time. The 2 times I've been, it's only been one time. Let's go during this time.
Don't have no winter.
I think that winter is.
They're below the equator, man. They're
I guess to them they feel a winter. I guess it's different than their summer. Their summer's got to be hot. If they got seasons, that means their summer is burning up because winter is hot.
Gotta be hot. No, and then about the other thing you said about what's happening in America, not a goddamn thing. Dumb shit.
I heard Trump was acting a fool. Hey, we did get that over there. We did get that over there.
Trump was
shit.
always acting a fool. I mean,
Telling people to go back where they from.
I mean, for him to say some dumb shit like "go back where you from" and the motherfuckers from right around the corner, that's some dumb shit to say. You can't say anything
They ain't
like
from
that.
right around the corner. They from here.
You know what I'm saying? They're right around the corner, motherfucker. You
here.
can't even say no shit like that to an American because we all from here. And if you ain't from here, motherfucker, your family probably came over here in the 1800s or motherfucking early 1900s.
Whenever they came here, it's like
so
whatever. We all
shit.
from
Regardless.
We all go back somewhere.
So
for
his
you,
ass,
it was
anybody
crazy.
locally around here normally is like from down the block some fucking where.
It's just, to me,
a couple states over.
It's just crazy to me that he's getting more and more comfortable
To say shit
saying
like that?
But what's crazy about it is that the backup that he gets. It's just crazy. It's something. The thing that it is that I'm thinking that it's opening up some other people's eyes, because I believe black people have seen it for years. We know that there's a certain part of this country that feels that way.
Yeah.
Because you get that feeling if they don't, just say it out to you, bluntly say it out to you. But you always felt like that.
Right.
You just deal with it.
Well,
I'm just saying that now with those people who aren't racist, but
Yeah.
just ain't experienced this stuff, now they're seeing it, that Trump is talking crazy, and he's got supporters. He's got hella supporters. That's why he's able to say what he wants to, and he keeps saying it, because he goes to these rallies and stuff, and they remember they was cheering.
Yeah.
They was actually chanting, "Send her back." When he was talking about one of the ladies, they was like, "Send her back. Send her
think
back."
about this. Think about this. Think of the worst shit that you could possibly be in a human, Tillman. Just think of the worst shit you could possibly be. And then I come out and say, this is Tony. This is the worst shit about him. And motherfuckers say, no, we support him. And now you think of the second worst shit, and the next motherfucker say, oh yeah, we're okay with that.
That's
And
not
then
that
the
they
next
okay
worst
with
shit
it.
comes,
They
and you keep
justify
saying,
it.
they keep justifying the
They
next
flip
worst
it.
shit
They kinda
about you.
turn it. They
And it's
kinda turn
all
it where-
okay. Eventually, don't you get a self-confidence about you about like, no matter how bad I am, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck, right?
But that's doing the tough guy act, where you're a tough guy when you got like 20 motherfuckers backing you up.
Yeah, that motherfucker, he tries to play that tough shit, and he ain't. You get him, man. I would love for him to say that shit to somebody's face, like that Somalian woman, the congresswoman, whatever she is.
Yeah.
I would love for him, with no security, no nothing,
Just
go
them.
to a Somalian brother and talk that shit.
Get his ass
Just
whooped.
him, just eye to eye with this.
But
They
that's the
they
problem.
whoop a Trump's ass.
Dumb motherfuckers be right there saying it's okay for you to say shit like that.
Well, that's what
They
I
ain't
feel.
doing shit about
That's
it.
what I told Tony. Me and Tony talk about this all the time at work. There's a time. There's people at work who feel like, because they're so removed from, we say, high school, when they used to get their ass whooped.
Yeah.
They're so removed from that, years removed from that, where they know they're protected. They know they can call the police. They know, so they'll say whatever they want to say.
You're gonna get fired.
Yeah, because they know that they're protected. So
Yeah.
they feel like they tough shit now. They
Yeah.
big. Knowing that's mentioned in Florida Mall, like you said earlier, they wouldn't. If somebody cut in front of them in Florida Mall, they'd be sitting there like with their hands behind their back. They wouldn't say shit because they know that might lead to an ass whooping, and that's the ass whooping they ain't willing to take.
But and you're right. That's the deal with Trump. He's allowed to say that shit, and nobody's putting him in check. The bottom line
but
is,
it's like we said, the tough guy.
Yeah.
You playing tough guy. You
guy.
really ain't tough guy.
The bottom line is, and it's America's fault. Because if you go back 20 years, if some of the shit that's happened to him would happen to one of those presidents, it would be a national scandal and they would be fired. You had to be ethical in 1985 to be president. Today, you don't have to have any ethics.
I don't believe that.
You don't think you have to have ethics?
I think that most presidents, and I'm take that back. I think that our past presidents have just catered to the unity thing, and even though they might not actually be that, they know that's what
the world had to perceive.
It's politically correct to say. So correct. People play that role.
Right.
Trump is just. I believe that if somebody would have had the nuts enough to do it back then, if not the same, they would have had more followers.
You think so?
Because remember, America, as fucked up as it is now, it was worse
20 years ago.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I can agree with you.
So,
I mean, 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
30 years ago,
So what I'm saying is that the difference is there was just a time when everybody claimed they said politically correct stuff. No matter what you felt, you said the right thing in front of people. You had Ku Klux Klan members, they still do, but leaders who would come on in front of a crowd and say the politically correct thing, but then when they go to their rallies and stuff, be saying the total opposite. Now with social media and the way the society is now, they blow up all the negative shit. So you can make a living on being the worst person in the world, basically, on social media and be famous. Trump is doing that.
Don't you think they had to be California fake rather than Louisiana real?
What
I mean by that is, in Louisiana, a white person will call you a nigga straight to your face. In California, a motherfucker try to hide that he a racist all the time.
I know what you're saying. I see what you're saying, and I agree with that. The only thing I don't agree with is in Louisiana, they ain't calling you a nigga to your face.
Oh, yes, they will.
Oh, no, they won't.
You know there's going to be some shit. It's going to be a fight.
You know what? You get called a nigga to your face
it's gonna be a fight.
North before you call one of them country niggas a nigga to
they call you a nigga.
Maybe way back in the day.
The Klan is
way back in the day.
The Klan is real in Mississippi, Louisiana.
Them niggas down in the South now.
Fight
you
back,
call them a nigga. Fight back, nigga, they kill you.
Yeah, we'll kill you.
Nah, it's a whole new other era.
Because remember, hang on.
Before you've been to the South lately, and I've been to the South a few years back.
I've been to this.
They got the Klan still living around the fucking corner, dog.
The Klan is still everywhere. But what I'm saying is they're not gonna call you a nigga to your face. You got to remember.
Oh yeah, they will.
No, they won't. No, I'm telling you. I grew up. Remember, I grew up down in Oklahoma where they call you a nigga.
Yeah, I've been.
But what I'm saying is that the difference is that you got to remember, South cats look at us West Coast cats like we're crazy because we allow Mexicans, Asians, we allow everybody else to say nigga. They all say it, you know.
I don't.
Are you crazy? They say they don't even say it. They say it in they rap. Be real, all them they Mexican. Them is Mexican cats. People out here say nigga like it's Vietnamese people. They say nigga like just like we do. They say it.
Yeah.
If you take that same Vietnamese person down south to Louisiana and he like nigga this, nigga that, he'll get his ass whooped. Because they don't I got cousins. They all say the same thing to me. When they come up here and visit, they don't understand how a Mexican can say nigga. They don't get it. To me, when I hear a Mexican say nigga, it don't even.
I hear them that often.
I hear Mexicans say nigga all the time. It don't even phase.
You need to get out.
I do get out. I'm involved with young cats all the time.
You don't hear Mexicans say nigga.
Nah, I don't.
Where you from? That's all they do.
From the nigga,
what about when you was in high school?
Latino capital of the world.
What about when you was in high school?
California? Nah, we didn't allow them to say it.
You don't allow.
That's crazy.
Nah.
But when you
I'm
like,
telling you, from where I'm from VTEL, we don't allow that shit.
Hey, play when they say nigga.
Cause ain't no nigga. We allowed
I think
them
them
to
In Too Deep niggas said nigga.
That's In Too Deep, nigga.
But they ain't white. They ain't black.
I know, but from where I'm from, Sound Lake, California,
that's Vallejo.
we don't say no. V-Town's Verde. That's what we call V-Town. So that's a different place.
Not Vallejo?
Yeah, why are you
That's
talking
not
about this
Vallejo.
nigga talking a whole different language?
Well, I'm just saying, from where we from,
Nigga,
the
okay,
Latino
I'm telling you
capital
now.
of the world,
I'm
we
telling
don't
you.
allow Mexicans
I'm
to
telling
say
you here in
nigga.
Sacramento that
Okay,
I've met Mexicans from everywhere else,
Yeah, we
and they
allow
all
that
say
shit.
nigga.
No, we don't. I know all that.
They don't say nigga like hey nigger come
It
here.
ain't nigger.
It's-
See, there's a difference. You're
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
There's a nigga and nigger.
Now I'm
Not
not talking about. I'm
E-R-A.
not talking
We don't
about
say
calling
nigga.
me a nigger.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
What's up, nigga?
not
Yeah.
even.
That's my nigga.
To be
right
true,
there.
to be true, people don't even talk like that. Truthfully,
Yeah,
at least we don't.
Yeah,
but
it's-
as far as like niggas, I was sitting there the other day and
Yeah, that's how they
I
talk.
hear Mexicans talk like that all the time.
I
We
know.
laughing and joking like
I
you
know.
stupid.
I
hear
work
Mexicans
with a bunch
are.
of young cats. You know what I'm saying? That they work for me, and I was thinking that whole thing, that conversation would be like, that's my nigga, man. You know,
But that's a
boom,
work. Those are
but they-
work people.
Work.
They don't talk like that.
Do
That's
that
work people though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about niggas we met when we was out there doing shit.
He said it. He think they niggas. That's why they think they niggas.
That's the way I've always been. I didn't know the difference.
But, you know
I
what
never knew the
mentality
difference.
that they have is that we all homies, and that's a homie word.
That's what I'm
That's the
talking about.
mentality
That's
they
what I'm
have.
talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And I never knew, truthfully, I never knew there was a difference until they pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm gonna use Mexican as an example, even though it probably wasn't a Mexican that I actually had the experience
Probably
with.
Asian.
But
They
it was like
Asian
it was
more.
somebody who I felt like we were that close,
Yeah.
and they weren't white.
Yeah.
So I used the word nigga freely, and if they would have used it, I wouldn't have.
Objected or
Yeah, I wouldn't have felt any kind of way about it. But then when they made me aware that they're not black,
yeah.
then it starts kicking in like, well, damn, you're not black. I never thought of it like that because where I was raised up down south, there wasn't a lot of everybody else.
Yeah.
There was white and there was black.
White and black. That's
So
it. Two colors.
So if you wasn't white,
You're already
basically we all shared the same secrets.
black. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all kind of like the white people. They were kind of like, they're crazy.
Watch them niggas.
Yeah. So that's where we felt. That's where I felt until I got to a place like California where everybody's in their own culture. You know what I'm saying? California is a melting pot for all different types of people, and not only is it a melting pot, but people are proud of what they are.
Yeah.
So they don't mix. Not because they don't want to mix, they just like, I am this.
Yeah.
And believe we got it, we're strong. And I am this and we're strong.
Yeah.
And so people want to be claimed, they want you to identify them as what they are.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I can't
Puerto
not.
Ricans,
I can't
this
not.
and that, they gonna let you know. No,
Still trying to
Puerto
figure
Rican.
out what the fuck Tony is.
Y'all know.
wanna-
We gotta do this
everything.
again.
I don't know what the fuck you are this
You
week.
know damn well what the fuck I
I don't
am.
know what you are.
Oh shit! Watch that graph pull up right there.
But on the real,
all
about
that
that whole conversation, what you're saying is that I do see the blend. I do see where they they have
think I'm
assimilated
natural.
themselves. Assimilated themselves into the culture, which the culture of hip hop
I don't say.
have allowed them to blend themselves in.
Okay. I don't
you
think that.
so?
I see what you're saying, but I don't think that it's a thing that is done. Like you said, they allowed themselves. I don't think that they've allowed themselves. It's natural for them.
It was a natural
Because
transition.
hip hop. First of all, hip hop is the culture that if you're born in anywhere in the last 10 years or whatever.
Last 20, 25?
No, I'm gonna say 10 for sure.
Yeah.
10 for sure. Hip hop culture is the main culture.
Yes.
So you're gonna be grown. Even no matter if you're white, black, whatever. That's gonna affect you.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, so everything that you see a kid in their 20s do now, I mean, it's affected by. It's not that they allowed themselves. It's like this is what they grew up into. You can't help it.
Yeah,
you
no.
can't. Here in California, it's hard to be what we call corny white.
Oh hell yeah.
It's hard. If you're a kid,
Yeah.
it's hard to be corny white if you're going to a school that's other than
Blended.
Yeah, that's blended. Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
If
That's
you're
a good
going
way
to a
to say
school,
it.
a private school off somewhere else, that's
Yeah,
different.
it's easy to
But if you're
white.
going to a Sacramento public school, in mid Sacramento, we talking about like with the Kennedy
Yeah.
or with those something like that.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to be that corny Asian. if you've been around, if you grew up in this shit. Now, if you're somebody who just got here, that's different.
Yeah.
But if you, from the time one, grew up in Sacramento, going to Burbank, going to McClatchy, going to, see, even McClatchy's changed. McClatchy, when we were going through, you still had Asians that were kind of like,
they knew their culture.
they were separate. They kind of kept separate. But my experience with McClatchy now through basketball and stuff, they all
shout out to Jackie. What's up, girl?
Asian people, they blacker than
hell yeah.
So you see them the same way.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like nowadays in our area anyway, and where we're from, California, it's just like everybody's that hip hop culture.
Yeah.
It's nice to say that's black culture, but in reality, it's almost like it's American culture.
It is American culture.
People want to,
and that thing blends so many cultures into
but you gotta say it's,
actual
but
culture.
It started in New York with blacks, Puerto Ricans, and
Cubans.
Right.
Yeah, it started with them.
You know what's funny is that when I was a kid, I used to remember people used to say America's gonna be a big ass melting pot, right? And I used to think, there's no way in the world that probably shit
on
might
the outskirts.
But if you look at it,
Not the heart.
what has cultivated that is hip hop. Hip hop has made it like a melting pot. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
What's crazy is you think about it, and hip hop is such a big part of America nowadays.
Yeah,
it's to the point where I remember when you couldn't hear a rap song on the radio.
Hell yeah.
I remember when I lived in Oklahoma that only Sunday nights, Sunday evenings, we would turn on the radio and we would have to put the radio up by the window, put some aluminum foil like on the antenna, so you didn't have to hold it the whole time, just to get a station in Oklahoma City that was playing like an hour of rap or something.
Yeah.
And even like MTV and shit, before your MTV raps, you might catch a rap song.
Would you? Run DMC was
I'm
the
trying
first
to think.
one, right?
I think Run was the first.
Yeah, because
But you
Jackson
might catch
was like the
might
first.
catch a rap song here and there, but you really didn't get rap. And it's just funny how every commercial now, if you watch TV now, every other commercial's got a hip hop beat
to it.
It's got hip hop
And who would
language.
think the number one song in the station would be some shit like "Banging on my booty"? What's it called? Old Town Road or some shit like that.
You know what's crazy about that song is
it's a country song.
It's corny.
hip-hop.
It's not really country.
But I'm just saying. It's
And
just,
you know what? You know Sir Mix-a-Lot is flipping over in his grave because he's the first nigga to do country
Square dance
rap
rap.
with
Yeah.
square dance rap.
that shit was.
And so it's really not country.
Not the Duke?
Oh shit, you're right. I forgot about John
Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin.
Let me rock you.
Let me rock you. Aretha Franklin. Let me rock you.
Yeah,
What? Man, motherfuckers ain't got
Hey,
it.
the moms don't know that though, Tony.
All right.
Yeah, that's the shit.
But yeah, you're right. But even though it's still somebody with a country twang
Yeah.
rapping. So when people are getting mad about it being a country song, it's not a country song. It's a rap song that they put a country twang to.
Yeah.
Because it's still it bangs. That song, if you listen to it and get past the corniness, you sit there, you listen to it, and you like that mug bangs like a rap song. So if he was rapping something else, you still be like, all right.
I've yet to listen to that thing.
Man, that shit's on hit.
I don't listen to it. Yeah.
I like it. I like it, but I do recognize it as being, what do you call it?
It's a gimmick.
What do you call it?
gimmicky.
Yeah, it's gimmicky.
Yeah.
Sure, one
But I'm
hit
glad
wonder.
that it's going number one. I'm glad for any rap song that gets out there and goes number one.
Yeah, and you know them white folks at the country bars are doing that line dance. You know they got a line
Damn
dance
sure.
to that song.
But Billy Ray Cyrus and all them other dudes was already kind of like blending into the rap style of singing.
And that's what I do like.
Yeah.
I do like that Billy Ray Cyrus came on out, embraced it, got on the track.
Yeah.
So it that brings.
Yeah,
It kind of certifies
Nelly had a rap
it.
song with somebody, right?
Nelly's was garbage.
I'm just saying it's crossing over the genres that allows music to grow.
Nelly didn't do like
whatever.
little,
Whatever.
like
He ain't
Nas X.
doing the weeks.
Whatever. I mean, you know,
That
music is
Lil Nas
subjective.
doing.
Music is
I said Nas
subjective.
X. What's this Lil Nas?
You can't never say what you like or you don't like. A lot of people don't like a lot of music, and then some people.
Speaking
love
of Nas, he got a new album.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
The Lost Tape of Nas. You listen to it yet?
Yep.
That's what it's called?
The Lost Tape of Nas.
Is that what it's called?
I've been
That
listening.
was
to
So I
Lost
listened-
Tapes 2.
it. It is Lost Tape too. I know. I've been listening to it. I don't know. I'm not.
Okay, so
I
I listened to just a little bit. I heard, I ain't gonna lie, I listened to that CD. I listened to a song, and it was, I guess, who was it? Pete Rock made the music on it.
He
Which
did?
one?
Yeah, he's talking about Queensbridge,
Oh,
the Queensbridge one.
I like
And it was-
I
that
like
was-
Tunisia. Tunisia's
Tunisia's good.
cool.
Nas, man.
There was some other ones that I was listening to, but
Nas is one of them niggas ain't gotta do nothing else.
it's not
I'm
seven
not even-
songs
Nah,
like the
you know.
last piece of shit.
Man, bullshit. I'm not even a big. I hate to say, I'm not even a big Nas fan. Yeah, you know, I like my
Man.
favorite. My favorite Nas song probably ain't everybody else's favorite, but what is it?
Right, Tone Lost Tapes too.
What's the name of the song I like, Tone? Where he's going up and down with the. Where he's One Mic.
One Mic.
To me, One Mic's the best song. To me, One Mic is one of them songs that's one of the best rap songs ever.
One Mic.
Because
Nice.
the way the drama in that song,
Yeah.
the way he brings it down, brings it back up, brings it
Yeah.
down.
I like
that,
One Mic.
Man,
That was one of my
song
favorites.
That song is no joke,
Yeah.
bro. That to me, that song is one of them songs that you say that's an example of how none of these new rappers and most of these old rappers can't fuck with Nas. Because
Well,
he's on a whole nother level.
Well, you know, in real rap, I mean, you know, people talk about rappers and rappers of old days and new days. To me, the rappers of the new days, even though I like people like Drake and other people like that.
I give Drake a peck. Drake is nice.
Yeah,
So I
you know, I
put
like his
Drake. I put
style.
Drake on another level.
I really think that most of the rappers today sound like Drake to me. That's most of them. They all got that kind of Drake flavor to
I
them.
think Drake is a little better than.
No, Drake sound. It's his sound, and he sounds great at it. But a lot of them try to copy Drake's style to me. So when I listen to old rappers like Nas, and I think about songs like "Live at the Barbecue" when I first heard them. Remember that from Main Source?
No.
Yeah.
You remember that? Tony, you remember that "Live at the Barbecue"? That's when I first heard Nas. He was on Main Source track. I say, God damn, that's some incredible wordplay. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I think about Rakim. When people diss Eminem, talk about, you know, he's just a white rapper.
So when you say
triggering this and that.
wordplay, first of all, I agree with. So me, when I think of wordplay, I give you Eminem has a lot of wordplay.
Yeah.
Certain rappers have a lot of wordplay. When I think of Rakim to me doesn't have wordplay. He just has deep. His shit is just deep and hard. So his shit it's simple, but he's also saying some. He's saying something.
You say he's intellectual?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
His shit is still intellectual,
Yeah.
and it's still it's hard and it's smart shit.
Yeah.
But when I think of wordplay, I think how like Eminem does, where he's flipping these words and he's taking certain words and
Yeah.
twisting them a little bit, and he's saying like even Jay-Z when he says the same word over and over again, but he says it with different meaning. Like, because it's a triple entendre or whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah.
When you do that kind of shit, to me, that's wordplay. I don't see that same thing for Rakim. Rakim is just hard and he's true.
To me, the difference is Rakim's had great wordplay. Eminem has great cadence. The way he flips his words together and how he rhythms, rhymes them.
Well, see,
and
the
they turn it like a
wordplay.
beat.
But see, the wordplay
You know what I
comes
mean?
in. The wordplay for me, maybe our definition is different with
Right,
wordplay.
right.
My wordplay is when he can take a word and use it in ways that other people ain't thought about using it. Or just like when nobody could think of a word to rhyme with orange,
Yeah.
and then Eminem comes up with 4 or 5 words that come up, like syringe. But the way he rhymes it, he makes it rhyme, and that's wordplay. So I'm not gonna
it
go
seems
with
like it's
cadence because
that.
cadence is a whole nother
Yeah, cadence
category
is
in
how
its
the
own.
beat, how
Whoa.
it's said.
Which
And
brings
how-
me to Blueface,
Yeah.
which had an interview on
Who do raps off beat. I don't like
exactly.
I don't like
who
yeah.
raps off beat,
Yeah.
and it's like he's
Yeah.
proud of that because that's what he was talking about.
That's his thing. Yeah.
But I gotta say, West Coast,
Yeah.
that song West Coast,
Yeah.
is nice. I do like West Coast, I do like. No, I ain't gonna say I like Tatiana, but that offbeat shit. I'm not for sure. So what is it? Is it West Side or West Coast? What's the name of the song?
Shit, I don't know. I just noticed
Uh,
this.
Is it West Coast?
Coast.
Man, that
shit is nice.
That shit is nice, bro.
You know what I'm
So,
saying?
Blueface now.
About the West Coast.
I'm not. Like we really taking with that G-Eazy song and talking about Blueface. Blueface is kind of weak on it, but the song's so fat it make everybody sound
He
right.
has some funny ass shit on there, but
Yeah, this shit. When he sound like what he said, they call me
fucker.
She call me fucker. I fuck her all the time. She call me fucker.
Yeah.
It's like shit is funny.
Yeah.
But and his interview was good on the Breakfast Club. It was a funny interview and stuff. It was kind of cool. Him and Charlamagne kind of was going back and forth, but it was in like
What's Charlamagne
fun.
arguing about?
It was in fun. Charlamagne, because he said he was the best lyricist.
Oh shit.
He said he was the best lyricist, but he said he's the best. He cleaned it up. He's the best lyricist with the new rappers that's out now in the last. He said 2016 to now.
Oh, okay.
And he says he's comparing himself to all like them Littles and all that shit. He's not comparing himself to Kendrick. He's not saying that. He's saying, and then, so Charlamagne was
Not
like,
Cole or nothing like that.
yeah. As a matter of fact, he even pointed out Cole. He said Cole's one. He said, who do you listen to? Where you say, no, this nigga's a lyric. This nigga's nice. He said, well, Cole. He said Cole. He named cats. He's respecting them cats, but
Cole
then
and Kendrick.
he's not
Close
respecting
niggas
all
out.
these other motherfuckers that's coming up. Like, I'm just he didn't say Kodak, but like them Kodak, all them niggas that's in that lane, Little Uzi and all them.
Little Uzi Vert and all that.
So
Them niggas got nice. They got the nice shit though.
I don't think so. They come out.
It's different.
To me,
different.
My thing is when you talk about like, was it Kodak Black and Little Uzi, well, them cats to me, I don't like them, but I will say that when they on somebody's shit or they with somebody else,
It's all right.
they come in every once in a while and you like it's laughable, but it also it bops with what's going on, so you go with it. Right. But as far as me listening to a whole little anybody's CD or listening to a Kodak Black song, I'm not trying to listen to. I just can't do it, bro.
The beauty of music is, if you really think about it, think about the last 30 years of music.
Mm-hmm.
And how many CDs do you think you have that you played almost every song on that CD?
Yeah, you're right.
Most of the time you find a few, right, that you like, songs on that CD. It's not a lot that you like. Like, Michael Jackson album, Bruno Mars, that shit was amazing. That motherfuckers had every track on there, motherfucker. Like, I think Mariah Carey had an album.
I hate to say it, but R. Kelly's 12 play.
R. Kelly's 12 play. R. Kelly's
album.
12 play. Mariah's that We Belong Together album with something to Mimi. I mean, but you don't have a lot of albums that
I'm
you
gonna say this.
when you
Reasonable
say
Doubt?
every song. Reasonable
Shit,
Doubt.
I played
Reasonable Doubt. Right. But
And
I'm saying,
even the
it's
Biggie.
not.
Biggie.
Biggie with the baby on the front, Notorious B.I.G.
Ready to Die.
You take Tupac.
Chronic.
But I'm just saying, right? Out of the thousands of
first
artists
one.
that come out, most of the time it's one or two songs
You're right.
on the album.
But I'm gonna say what the difference is with me is that when I listen to say, we'll go a little bit out of the box. You remember when I was listening to what's the name of that group? What's the name of that white group I was listening to? Black Keys or?
Oh yeah, the Black Keys.
Okay.
There was like 7 songs on that on that album.
So when I'm listening to that album, right?
Yeah.
There's something in it that I like, right?
Yeah, me too.
And so I listen to the whole album and say, I don't know how many songs, say there's 12 songs on there.
Mm-hmm.
Say I like 8 of them, right? The other songs that I don't like, it's just because I just didn't feel what I felt on the other songs.
Yeah.
When I listen to, say, Kodak Black, it's like the whole album is bullshit. It's it's almost laughable to me that this motherfucker has actually got an album. Yeah. And I don't believe they talking about anything. So when I like something of theirs, it's more because they really made something that I like, or they're with somebody and they made me laugh with something, but I don't respect them. And I'm not trying, and truthfully, I'm not trying to just talk shit. I don't respect them as an artist because it's different when an artist does something that you don't agree with, that you don't like, but it's still music. It's still something that it's still something that somebody's gonna like. I feel like with a lot of these rappers, these new rappers, they putting out a bunch of bullshit, and it's like, especially that mumble shit, all that shit. It's just like it's just like you don't even have a. I truly feel like you don't have a talent. You don't have a skill. I think that you have a look, or you in the right place at the right time, and they're just selling your image.
Right.
Because I truly believe that you can get people out there. You can go out. I can go out right now on the street and find people who are more talented than some of these cats that's rapping right now that aren't great rappers. I'm not comparing them to the greatest rappers. I'm comparing them to some of this bullshit that's out there.
I think this one thing hasn't changed about rap as long as I've been around it, and that's that if you have a clique that's making money, you invite your friends in to try to make money.
But it don't work it
doesn't always work. But I'm just saying. So Kodak Black, his circle of people, I don't know.
But he's the main person.
Is he the main person?
He's the main person.
There's not other people.
Hey,
like,
Kodak Black is a bad. Kodak Black is a bad example. Because Kodak Black, to me, I don't listen to a lot of Kodak Black, but his last album, because everybody was raving about it and stuff, I did listen to some of it, and I will say from the first shit I heard about, I thought he was a joke at first, and then I listened to him now, he's grew as an artist, and that's just me talking. Maybe other people might have seen the shit in him way before I did, but he does have a talent. He does have a talent, but there's a lot of rappers out there, bruh. That's garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, they really garbage, but they get in play. And truthfully, a hit song, it's funny because true artists, we were talking about Nas earlier, Ket Tone. We were talking about Nas earlier. Those cats have to work extra hard because we expect
greatness,
quality from them, right? So when they put out shit, we're expecting like this is gonna be some good shit. These other cats, all they really have to do is
put out some bullshit
and get DJs to play it. Because the wackest ass songs that you heard, if it's played enough times on the radio, all of a sudden it becomes good. How many times have you heard a song that you didn't like at first? You're like,
That's all the time.
There's a lot.
That's the way
the same comparison you have with Kodak Black and all these mumble rappers was the same thing I had with Wu-Tang. Because I didn't know what the fuck them brothers was talking about.
I'm with him on Wu-Tang. I'm late to Wu-Tang.
Hey,
because when that shit first came out,
if it wasn't for Method, I probably would have never came around.
I love Method. But what I'm saying, Wu-Tang as a group, when they first was like that, what was that? That
Wu-Tang,
13
was
chambers,
like 36 chambers.
52 chambers. Yeah, all that shit. When everybody was, I was like, what is this shit? And I'm listening to it, I'm like, I ain't feeling it. Yeah. Now, when I go back and I listen to it,
it makes more sense. Yeah.
Well, also because there's so many different styles.
Yeah.
There's so many different
the group.
Yeah, and you listen to these cats rap, and you like these motherfuckers got skills.
Yeah, they got skills
from every level.
They damn sure.
From the most lyrical person you can be, all the way to Old Dirty Bastard, which I'm not putting him at the bottom, but what I'm saying at the bottom of Wu-Tang, which is silly shit.
Probably was at the bottom,
but still able to have hits and funny and still would hit you with some shit you be like,
yeah, because even ODB, I was still doing, oh baby, I like it raw. Oh baby, I like it raw.
I went back after I heard I Can't Bring the Pain. I heard that
was,
and I was like, oh shit, I missed something. Then I went back and started listening to Wu-Tang. When Method came out with that shit, I was like, oh shit.
But we can't. But you know what? We're doing it. You know what? Let's clean that up because in no way in the world are we comparing Wu-Tang to these motherfuckers.
No. But at the same time, there was, I wouldn't say comparing, but there was a time period where
saying you didn't get it.
You didn't
like
get Wu-Tang.
I'm not getting none of these mumble raps. I'm for sure. I'm out. I'm an old fuck. I'm still listening to my 90s shit and my old school shit. So not comparing, but
question.
at the same time, when I heard Wu-Tang and the 30 Seconds, I was like,
No, I wouldn't feel
and these motherfuckers are referring to the Kung Fu flicks that I just
I
watched.
wouldn't
Like,
feel
and then Cream came out.
Ooh,
I
Cash
didn't-
Everything
Cream-
I
Around
didn't
Me.
appreciate Cream at first.
You didn't
Yeah.
know Cash Everything Rules Around Thing Around Me?
Not when I
Cream-
first heard it. I didn't
Cream
really.
was nice, nigga.
Cream hooked
Cash
me,
Rules
and then I
Everything
started
Around
listening
Method
to.
again, though.
Then I started listening to the albums, and then I started listening to the individuals.
And then you start realizing, and then you start seeing them.
Yeah.
And you start seeing their style and stuff.
Yeah.
And you start seeing how these niggas dress,
Yeah.
how they carry themselves. And I'm like to me, Method,
And then Meth came.
when
Meth
Method
changed
came,
everything around.
and the way he used to wear the wave cap
Yeah.
with the hat like this,
Yeah.
hey, and then he had the gold, the grills. I was gonna be like, that
Yeah,
nigga's
Method
nice.
Cow. That was the boy.
But I'm gonna say that
Raekwon.
I got a question for you.
I wasn't really
Tone.
on Raekwon.
Right.
So, would that be the group? Would that be the biggest group that you didn't get at first? That later on that you came around to and realized that damn.
No, I didn't really get Foo Stinkins.
I was on Foo
I was on
Snickers.
Foo
I was on
Gecko.
Foo Stinkins,
I
was
love
on-
Foo Snickers.
but you get blue cheese. Once I got past that and everything else, I was like,
yeah, I love Foo
nah, I'm good.
I was on
Yeah,
Foo
Foo
Snickers.
My
Snickers.
smooth and everything and
I
blue
was on
cheese.
that.
But other than that,
Everything they put out, I was
two,
on.
I love
I was
Foo
done.
Stickers, yeah.
Two, I was done with them. I was like, no, I'm gonna give you two.
I was. Kev, do you got one?
I can't
Me,
think.
okay. Wu Tang was one. I admit
Right.
that Wu Tang was one. I also was late. I was late on. I hate to say it, but I was late on. Fucking the you know what I'm talking Lauryn Hill and
Fugees?
Fugees?
I was late
You
on the
was late on the
Fugees.
Fugees?
Matter of fact, I was so late on the Fugees that I was enjoying Lauryn Hill as a solo artist
Before you came
before
back?
I came.
Before you
back.
went.
Now, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. There was a couple of cuts.
Fugees was
I'm
nice.
trying to think of the one that I used to always play by the Fugees. But when I listened to their shit, I just didn't give it the time, and then I never listened to the whole thing.
Yeah.
So when everybody was talking about Fuji this, I went back and listened to it, and I loved it because it had that. It kind of had that
I got
island
one.
reggae kind of, because them cats was from Haiti or whatever. Once from
Right.
Haiti, so he would throw that shit in, and I
Yeah.
really loved it.
I got one.
Huh?
I got one that I was late on.
Huh?
And I got to remember their name, but I can say words and y'all remember their name. And they would say shit like, Vainglorious.
Oh, X-Clan?
X-Clan?
Man, I was
late
on there
X-Clan.
from day one.
I was late because I was a
Brother
PE
Jay,
fan,
what you
right?
say?
I was a
Brother
PE
Jay, what you
fan,
say, Brother Jay?
And I was like,
How you not on the X-Clan?
I don't know what was up with that. I was like, I like X-Clan, but I'm so PE. I was like, shit.
But man,
I don't
X-Clan
know.
came
X-Clan, X-Clan had
I was a late on the X-Clan. And
X-Clan-
Brother Jay was nice, bro. Don't get it
X-Clan had motherfuckers wearing all black and militant
Yeah, I
in
had the
fucking high
medallions.
school.
leather medallions and shit.
Yeah, but I was late initially when they first came
Man,
out.
I
And
was
they-
on
and they-
X-Clan.
'cause they had
To
that,
me-
remember the Zap beats?
Yeah, you know, Vainglorious. This is protected by the red, the black, and green.
I just couldn't stand
You
hearing that
fucking
motherfucker
lessons.
saying that
Funkin'
motherfucker
it
over and over
up.
again. He kept saying it over and over again. I kept like, I don't know,
Man, you know what? I'm gonna say something.
And then I clicked it.
So, this is it's funny that you say that.
Wow.
It's funny that you say that because you said that you were on Public Enemy, right?
Yeah, I was on Public
And so
Enemy,
I remember that time, right? And I'm gonna be real with you. It reminds me of two now because now we're talking about the same time frame. I was an X-Clan. Shit, I thought I was a member. When X-Clan came out, for real, I was on X-Clan. Everything. That's another.
Fucking lesson.
Back then it was a tape. Even though they did, I think I had the CD too, because CDs had just started then. But that's another CD or tape that I listened to from front to end.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I first got it, you listen to the, like you said, it had the what was that beat in the background?
Zap. It was
No, it wasn't. It was Funkadelic, I think. Pumping it up.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that beat had me going, and only the songs with them old school like Funkadelic and
Right.
Parliament beats I would listen to. But then because I had a job where I would put on headphones and I let because you had tapes, so I let the tape play because you winding and running the battery
that
down.
bullshit.
So I would let it play, And I got to listen to all them other songs like Funkin' Lesson.
Yeah. Grand
and,
River Lies, what time is it? That shit's a knock,
Sundown Speaks.
God, that shit
That
used
fool's
to
a
knock.
tick-tock, ticking.
I told you it took me a second to hear.
That
I'm
nigga,
like,
man, he used to come with,
I
he
started
used to say
listening to Brother
shit.
Jay. I was like, damn, this
He said they
nigga
just
killing
cookies
it.
in my oven. If I want to burn a batch, they just burn.
Yeah.
Then old dude come in, man, glorious.
Yeah.
And man, I was
It was
loving
that dude that was like, man,
But this, I say all that to say that what you said earlier is gonna blow your mind because I was late on Public Enemy.
he was late on
Now,
P.
mind you,
I love Bum Rush the
hear me
Show.
out. Hear me out. I bought Yo Bum Rush. I bought Yo Bum Rush. Yo Bum Rush the Show.
Right. Yep.
I bought that tape just because I was, as a kid.
Yeah.
You go into, I was a kid, teenager probably.
Yeah.
As a teenager, I went into the store, saw the album cover, saw them cast. They had a camera like this. And
Right, they were looking down.
So I saw that and like, oh, this must be good.
Yeah.
So I bought it, put it in, hated it.
What?
The only song I liked was My Uzi Weighs a Ton.
You like
Yeah.
Firestarter? Mine
I
don't
didn't
matter.
like- I didn't like- at that time, I like it now. I like it now,
That was the beat,
but I
bro.
didn't like it then.
Right.
So I put that tape up. Never liked it. So when X-Clan came out, I put them above Public Enemy, which is crazy. Remember when Night of the Living Bassheads came out?
Ooh, that shit was nice.
Right.
Hated it.
What?
I hate because you think about it. The reason why I hated that tape was because they made an album with noise.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to hate
Twas
that
the
shit.
night.
I used to hate that shit, right?
Twas the night?
Now I listen to, as I got older,
Yeah.
and went back and listened to it,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this shit is hidden.
That shit was banging.
Matter of fact, Night of the Living Bass is one of my favorite songs.
Night of the Living
Like
Bassheads.
that shit, right? So I was late on them, which reminds me of another tape that I had back then that I was late on. That I even love more now.
What?
That I should have respected them back then. I had them on my boy Chuck, my boy Edward.
Huh?
His name, what's his name? His name is Charles. Middle name Edward.
Uh-huh.
I call him Edward. Everybody around the block, everybody who's close call him Edward. Everybody else call him Chuck, right?
Yeah.
So Chuck used to play this shit constantly. And I think he just loved the way it hit. And his mom had a Cutlass Supreme, bro. And she had them 6x9s in the back dash.
78, 79?
It's something about them 6x9s.
Oh, she had 82.
I don't know what it was.
But anything
bro.
Cuddy's the only thing
I know
those
it was
2
gray.
years.
That motherfucker was, but the stock stereo, for some reason, them 6x9s used to hit on this with this tape.
Okay.
Eric Sherman and
Ooh, EPMD?
PMD?
You was late on Eric Pat.
man,
Eric Pat making
I'm talking
dollars?
about the first one.
I'm gonna stay out of
Yeah.
it.
So what's the
Strictly
first one?
Business.
Strictly business.
Man, when
Business.
Strictly Business came out, I hated it.
Shot the shit.
Man, he used to play that shit. I used to be like, man, Eric Sherman, that nigga rap horrible. That nigga's a slow. I used to be like, listening to him, I used to hate it, right?
Eric Pat making
The
dollars.
videos was boring, wasn't nobody dancing. Because you gotta remember, at that time, MC Hammer and them niggas was, Hammer, and I was like, them niggas is gigging. And then all of a sudden you go to that.
dollars was killing.
Nah, they had the two dancers in the
Nah,
background in the
bullshit.
sewer.
Yeah, but they was
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
Compared to all them cats in the polka dots and all them niggas that was
Yeah,
Big
the-
Daddy Kane dancers,
They had the
Scoop and
suits.
but they
Scrap.
weren't as good.
Scoop and scrap.
So I used to hate them, and then later on, I think when like What You're Saying came out,
Yes, what you
when
said.
What You're Saying
Second
came
album.
out,
Yeah.
I was loving that.
DJ Scratch.
I went back, and it's funny now because that album that you're talking about, the first one,
Yeah, Strictly
Strictly Business.
Yeah.
Strictly Business. I think I love it so much now because it brings me back to a certain time.
Certain time, yeah.
And I go back to that time and I think about all my boys then, Odell, Black Ass Dre, Chuck, his badass little brother Kev, all them niggas back then that we hung out, Cope, White Cope.
Yeah.
We all hung out together. Randy, I can't leave Randy out. We all hung out together and that was the music we was listening to. And I remember then hating it, but then we were doing such fun shit at that time
that it brings me back to them good times. So now I love that shit. And like
Biz
EPMD,
nice.
I might even go like on iHeart Radio and I put EPMD and they do
Right.
the whole like EPMD radio.
Yeah.
And it's like, man,
Right.
EPMD shit. When I hear
I
it
know
now,
he
it's
couldn't
on
hang
hit.
with me because that's all I heard was
I
all
love DPMD. That
Well,
was
that's
most
see,
you-
that's
West
how
Coast?
I feel about X-Clan.
Yeah.
When you feel about when I say EPMD,
Yeah,
when you said X-Clan, I'm
it
like,
took me a minute.
shit.
Yeah,
It took me
but-
a hot second for X Clan. That's it.
But he said, "Yeah, I listened to Lauryn Hill before I listened to
Listen to
Fuji."
Fuji?
I wasn't on the Fugees.
Oh, yeah.
I was never on the
Fuji
Fugees.
Loud was
You know what's
the
crazy?
shit.
You know what's crazy? What I remember about the Fugees is I think it was I don't know, but I want to say MTV, but it might have been BET.
Yeah.
But they had an interview one time, and they had the Fugees on there, right?
So
all three of
Lauren,
them, and so they were sitting on
Bryce,
stools. I remember they were
and-
sitting on stools,
Right.
and they asked them, "Who is somebody that you listen to right now that's hot, that you respect, or some shit that you think is jamming?" And my man, what's the main dude's name?
Wyclef?
Wyclef Jean.
Wyclef said Tupac. At that time, Tupac was he might have been. It might have been
yeah.
Brenda's baby back
Brenda
then.
had a baby, yeah.
It might have been Brenda's baby back then. So he said Tupac, and I remember when he said it. I wish I could find that interview because Lauryn Hill's like this. He said, because remember the East Coast, and this is when the big East Coast West Coast shit was going on too. So he said Tupac, which was to me was a politically correct answer because they East Coast,
Right.
and at that time I remember there's that beef going on. I remember it, and he said Tupac, which kind of shocked me a little bit. And I remember Lauryn Hill visibly. Y'all can't see it because this is a podcast, not a video thing. But he said, Lauryn Hill said, on camera, she said,
She frowned up.
She didn't say nothing, but the frown on her was like, nigga, Tupac? Yeah, you're supposed to say, I don't know, Biggie or whatever. And he's like, yeah, Tupac. And it's
Somebody's been around
he
longer.
left it alone, but it was like, and that was before Tupac had blew up too. I guess he was blowing up at that time. He was actually in the part of blowing up. Which brings me to I was working out the other day, and I'm listening to Sirius. Remember I told y'all I listen to Sirius Radio when I work out, and I was telling you that groove station be playing all our, playing SOS band. That
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that type of music. So I'm hearing Rick James, SOS band, and they played Today.
Bub.
Yeah, Big Bub. And when that nigga said, when he's singing, he's playing Why You Getting Funky on Me, right? And he's like, and then all of a sudden, I want to rock right now. A little part comes in, and he's about to rap, and he say, I'm the B, the I, the G. And I'm like, wait a minute, that nigga was the first big. It just hit me. It just hit me before Biggie Smalls. There was another B.I.G. before him. And Biggie knew it because Biggie spelled his name just like he spelled it in that rap.
Oh, that's the only way you can spell
Well,
T.
no. The B, the I, the G.
Right.
The way he said, you can say B-I-G. You can say all kind. And remember, Biggie said it all kind of different ways. But what I'm saying, when he said the B, the I, the G, he's saying that because he heard it before.
Yeah.
From Today, Big Bub.
Big Bub said it.
And Big Bub, I'm sure that wherever he is right now, every time he hears B-I-G spell, he's like, wait a minute, I was the first big.
Yeah.
I was Biggie before he was big.
Yeah, who was the
He was the
Who
first
was-
big.
who was
Big
the
Bub was the first big.
who was the first big?
That is the first big.
Yep. Not
Who's
big,
big?
just
big?
The
Big.
fat rapper?
no.
That'd be dude from
The fat boys are.
what's his name?
I mean, bro,
Oh,
was
yeah, they
Casanova,
would be.
Was
Yeah, he'd be the
Casanova?
first big.
I would
Be
go
the boy
with
from
heavy,
Fat Boy.
but
What was his name?
it was Fat Boys.
Kowalski?
They were
Not
all
Kowalski.
big.
They was all fucking big. Kowalski, matter of fact,
Human
Prince
beatbox?
Marky D lost weight
No,
before.
what was his name?
Casanova,
He
the
went
dude
Blue
from
Box's name. He
Sugar-
had a name. He had-
Buffy?
Yeah.
Buffy was what they called him too.
That's
but he
the
had
human beatbox was
But
Buffy.
his name was something else though. They called him something else.
The human beatbox was Buffy.
Prince Marky D, Kowalski,
And Buffy.
and something.
The human beatbox, Buffy.
But they were all big, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, saying it was all
were the
fat.
first.
But
I
I thought you was gonna go with the obvious was Heavy D, and I was about to hit you with
Heavy D, yeah,
I was hit you
yeah.
with
Heavy D was big.
what's the name was before him?
Yeah.
Treat him right. Treat
Chubb
him
Rock?
Chubb Rock?
Chubb Rock.
Yeah, Chubb
Because
Rock.
you know what's
Chubb
crazy
Rock
about
was just tall,
you know what's
big.
crazy about Chubb Rock? You know what's
That
crazy about
was
Chubb Rock,
big.
bro? Is that Treat him right song?
Yeah.
And I experienced this. So the reason why I know this is because when I was in the army, and I had just got out of basic training. I was in AIT. Treat 'Em Right was big.
Yeah.
Treat 'Em Right was playing all the clubs we went to, and I was thinking to myself, I know this song. I seen this video.
It's danceable.
I saw this video before. I remember the old video had all them Omega, all them Q cats stepping. And I was like, I saw this before I even joined the Army. What's crazy about Treat 'Em Right, and I had to look it up, Treat 'Em Right came out way before it hit the second time. They released that song a long time ago with the video, and it didn't catch on. And they played it on like BET or something. I remember seeing it. And so it disappeared. I guess maybe it was big down south because they're from Texas or Dallas or whatever they are, right down there, or Houston, somewhere in there. They're from down there. And so maybe it was released then. He released that song like 5 or 6 years later. So that song, when it came out and hit, when everybody was catching it, the song was already like 5 years old. It just didn't hit the first time. And then he did something where Chubb Rock started getting big again. When Chubb Rock started getting big,
Chubb star.
then they re-released that song and put it on his album.
Right.
Then he put it on his album, and all of a sudden it blew up. But so that's why I said Chubb Rock was a big nigga before Heavy D, because that came out heavy. I'm trying to think of
Heavy
Heavy
D
D.
came out
He came
before
out like
Chubb
in
Rock.
Heavy D came out like
early
11th
80s,
grade.
mid 80s too. Late 80s.
Heavy D was like when I was in 11th grade, bro.
Yeah, late 80s.
Heavy D came out way before that.
No, he didn't.
Gotta be coming out before.
No, you talking about Mr. Big? I mean,
Mr. Big Stuff. Don't
I
you
remember because
know?
I was here.
He was wearing the
I was in-
Coca-Cola.
You know what? I was in Sacramento. So if I'm in Sacramento and he came out, I was already in the 11th grade.
I don't know. First,
Mr. Big Stuff was the first one.
everybody
So
gonna
when that
forget
come out?
Sugar Hill Gang.
Look it up.
88, right? 88, 89?
No, before that. I give it. I give it
Rakim and all of
88.
86.
I give it 88, 87.
You gonna forget about the
88, 87.
Sugar Hill Gang. With Big Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Casanova's, whatever his name was.
Supernova Red?
No. His name was what was his name? He spelled it so many fucking times and Sugar and
It's not Big
Rapper's
Hank.
Delight. Yeah, Big Bang Hank.
Big Hank.
Hank.
One of them motherfuckers. I'm Casanova Love, Big Bang Hank, and I'm Master G.
Ah, shit.
Well, I'm waiting for him to give me a Heavy D, Mr. Big Stuff. When that come out? Cause that's I'm thinking. I know I was here in Sacramento, so I know that. You know what? It might have been the same time, because I was also in Sacramento when Chubb Rock.
86.
86.
Yeah.
So see, you can't look up Treat 'Em Right, because Treat 'Em Right's gonna show you the album when it came out, and it came out before the album.
Yeah.
It's like one of them local things where we might have heard E40 songs way before
Yeah.
the rest of the world.
Right.
So anyway,
Wait a minute.
I know that
Long today.
yeah, we went long and we talked about absolutely nothing.
We ain't been in a minute.
Fiji took away, I guess, an hour and a half probably,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
All right, my people.
we
Well,
gonna
we
wrap
back.
it up.
We're gonna try to be a little consistent. Try to get a couple shows ran
Well,
off
we
here
about
in
to
a
get
row.
No, we not.
we about to get real inconsistent because it's about to be a change in our life, and we'll talk about that later.
Shit.
But I know
Tony's
it's about to get real inconsistent. Man, if Tony left, this could be. If I can get Tony to leave,
Two black
and-
asses on the
and no,
podcast.
I'm trying to
Ain't that
get
a
Kevin
bitch?
to leave too. It's gonna be just the Eric show.
Oh, you might as well record on your phone then.
It don't matter because the people want to hear me.
Man.
Crazy as hell.
Bruh.
Let me talk about this beard. Can we talk about this beard that
Man,
Kevin
let my
growing?
beard go, bro. We talk
This
about that
nigga got
next
this
week.
thick ass beard,
Let
looking
me
like
talk about
Isaac
beard next
Hayes in 1972.
All right, my people. Peace.
Don't we out?
All right. Love you, Mom.
No song from Tone this week.
Fuck that.
All right, let's get
Boing,
back to this.
boing.
Let's get back to this bounty.
Peace.